almost. Yeah, actually, that screen's actually looking pretty good there now.
Yeah,
no, you can actually see it.
That's like the best it's looked. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Put that down there.
Right. What are we at?
Put that down
Yeah, I
there.
need to turn my volume down.
All right, we should be live.
Can you hear us?
We'll wait a moment. Make sure we have audio, but not audio we're not supposed to have.
First.
DM discretion. I love DM discretion. It's my favorite thing. All right. So while we're waiting, Shane O'Mac is in. We are live. You are first, sir, and that tells us we can go. All right. So welcome to Blue Box Campaign 2, Episode 3/23. And this is our 4th Age campaign. We are in the thick of it, heading towards some pretty formidable opposition and I'd say fairly mythic level events. And let's do a quick description of what happened last time.
Melchior got
Okay.
punched in the mouth.
See what you did there.
Yeah.
So, we met with the mouth at the beginning of our last session. We had picked up from the previous, where he had introduced himself, basically. And he basically told us he wanted to parlay with us, and Aeolus suggested that the Dragon Whisperer was the one to...
Oh, that was quick! You shall not pass! Thank you for the tier 2 subscriber, J. Birchfield 3. Continue on.
But yes, Aeolus suggested that Ant the Dragon Whisperer should be the one to parlay with the mouth.
Right.
Basically the mouth was like, yeah, I'm not here to make deals. You can surrender to me now or I'm going to kill you. So that was his idea of parlay, which is...
Questionable, at best.
But yeah, so basically there was no willing part of the party to surrender to him, so we went into combat with the mouth. And also, floating in the middle of the room was the at least unconscious body of Hallgrim's father.
Which Asimir immediately proceeded to stab or injure in any way he could.
He slashed him.
He did slash him a bit before he really recognized what was happening. Yes.
Okay,
He
well,
missed that little detail.
Defense?
in my defense, I was not here for the last session, and I was just in this room with this wizard that was floating ominously. So
But
That's
yes,
true.
So right before that slashing happened, actually Hallgrim started screaming and clutching his head, and he started talking like a child, saying, "Daddy, where have you been?" and stuff like that. And he was having flashbacks to his past. And the moment that the moment Asimir slashed Hallgrim's father, Hallgrim immediately started crying out in pain, and he was actually injured, and yeah, it was a whole thing. But yeah, so then that was the very beginning of the combat, and the mouth actually created two other images of himself as we were trying to fight him. There were Aeolus proceeded to start trying to chop up all of the statues around the room. Just
Only
in
the
case.
evil-looking ones.
Yeah, just in case.
Which him were apparently all of them.
And Ant snuck behind the hobgoblin one, and kind of vanished into the shadows. And then the combat continued. Both of the other images of the mouth were destroyed. And then we knew which one was the real one, thankfully. So we kept fighting him.
Brule slapped Hallgrim across the face.
Yeah,
Can't forget that.
yes, of course. Let's not forget the
A
slap.
moment he apparently enjoyed.
And told him to snap out of it, basically.
Hey, let's go E! Up to 600 bits total. Well played. All right, what else?
Let's see. I'm trying to think. There was Marthael consecrated the ground close to him, and that caused him to be a little bit unhappy about that. And trying to think.
What was that thing that you summoned? Right
Oh yeah, I forgot I did that. I used my my only prayer via the summoning that I had been given, and it allowed me to summon a being of my alignment, and it was like a celestial, like angel type
Mm-hmm.
being.
Was the bead consumed or something?
Yeah, it's consumed. I have other beads that have multiple uses, but that one it was consumed. But yeah, it was used up, and the angel came and actually helped us fight, and it destroyed actually one of the false images.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he got away, of course, the mouth did. And as soon as everything had kind of calmed
So wait,
down,
there was something that happened in the combat right before he escaped. It was kind of important. So he bellowed a discordant.
Oh yes.
Go ahead.
I remember that. He Marthael had actually started singing at him using her connection with her god, and then he started doing his discordant nonsense, and it was real bad. That's the
Like almost a note of chaos that emanated from his throat, and then you counteracted, and the consecration that you had placed on the ground seems to have some effect on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did not. He did not like it at all. He reacted poorly to it.
So then he fled.
Right. And
Vanished.
there was a lot of room searching that took place after that. Lots of trying to get armor and weapons off of certain statues.
Reuniting.
So what was found?
No,
in the
something
statues?
big though. Something that was kind of big was the fact that the mage ended up being put under some kind of spell where he tried to cast slumber on the party. Like something happened where he turned against us temporarily.
Right.
Because
That's right.
it did put Brule asleep.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Hallgrim.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Again.
Not again. 4 or 5 times now.
He has a habit of going to
He
sleep.
did use the planar anchor to pull his
He
father
did.
down.
That's right.
And it actually broke the shimmery bubble thing that was over him.
So planar anchoring pulled his father, the Istari, from the column of blue light. He fell to the ground.
Yeah. And so Hallgrim was briefly under control and tried to put everyone to sleep. Luckily I'm resistant to sleep, so I stayed awake through that, and then I think someone else was awake with me too. It wasn't just me.
Yeah. Okay.
Someone was out of the range of the spell.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
And then so then there was a lot of room searching, and I found one of the elven looking statue things had some actual removable armor on it, and I took it off and I offered it to Edelus, and Edelus just said hold on to it for now.
I put it in my pocket.
Yeah. And then let's see, and then none of the other statues seemed to have anything that could be removed from them.
Right.
And there was still some more chopping up of of the other beasts. Oh yeah, and the mouth actually made one animated. It was I think it was actually the Hobgoblin.
That's right.
And we fought with that for a bit. But yeah, so after there was a lot of room searching, then Ant and Asimir and Edelus went into the other room that was connected, and they found a chest.
I think Asimir found it first, right?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
And did what?
I was there first as well.
And did what?
Was inspecting for traps.
And then
He intercepted pass and dodged and dove into it.
well, who opened the chest?
I think I did,
Yeah.
but he dove in.
Or
For
what-
one.
I thought it was Hallgrim.
Hallgrim. That's right. Hallgrim. That's right.
Yeah.
For Hallgrim, so
Oh,
See,
yeah,
you knocked, didn't you?
Hallgrim used a knock spell, opened the chest. As Asimir stood ready on the chest, suddenly
And
Ant
dove
came diving in from the side, plunged himself into the chest without knowledge of what he might find, and that is where we begin
Nice.
tonight.
Oh, and we
Please
didn't,
tell me there were traps inside of that.
we didn't
gonna
discuss
find
the
out.
heartwarming reunion between Hallgrim and his father.
Yeah, which there was.
Dead. The end.
Walks away.
There's something in the other room, Dad. Sorry.
Martholiel did cast Lesser Restoration on him to try to wake him up.
She did.
And
he
he was kind of better.
Yeah, he kind of went staggering in behind you into the room looking for his son, who had basically walked away from him.
And I was like tending to him as Hallgrim's like wandering around the room looking and stuff, and he's
Trying to talk to his statue.
Son, please.
And we are live. All right. Let me just pull the lights down just a bit. Actually, before I do that, so quick word for all of our streamers. Thank you for joining today. We have an incredible campaign planned for today, some really exciting things going on with the adventuring group. We also have some very cool announcements. So today we're going to be giving away one of the things from our brand new partner, Dragon Crafting Guild. Dragon Crafting Guild makes these amazing dice trays. These things have this cool lacquer. This one has a D20 in the middle of it. See if I can hold it closer. With a D20 in the middle of it. It's really well crafted and fashioned. He does other lighter colored ones. Let me have that one for just a second if I could, please. That's fine. The dice can roll around in it. Never hurt it. Lighter colored ones like this one uses this really cool sort of electric effect like lightning. I don't know if he uses phosphorus or what he uses. This one has the dragon eye. This is all from Dragon Crafting Guild. So those two are being used by players. Today,
Nope, not that one.
we will be giving away this guy. This is the Dark Lacquer D20 from Dragon Crafting Guild. This will be a giveaway today. When we got to 125, we said we'd give a giveaway. We're at 140, so this will be given away to one of our viewers today. If we get to 150, we will have a second giveaway to be announced, and it will be awesome. So if we get to 150 today, there's a second giveaway. There's a giveaway in the middle of the stream today for that guy at 120. Also, tomorrow, we will be opening this. This is a box. And I'm not supposed to show the address, is a box from Atris Miniatures. Atris Miniatures has shipped us, I believe, 5 custom painted minis for Campaign 1 that'll be used tomorrow and given out to our PCs, those that yet live, will be in that box.
Nice.
We also have, if you haven't noticed already, we've got our brand new theme and our scene. We've got a weight screen. We've got all kinds of custom blue box materials, our new logo. It's a lot of stuff that we're really kind of ramping up and getting this stream as we're getting so much support from our viewers. We're then pouring that back into the channel. All right. So I'm using a Sirenscape sound system I've mentioned, and now I'm going to use my hue lighting to dim it just a bit. That looks good. Ant dives into the chest. You hear a clatter, and then you hear him. He starts hyperventilating. You can barely kind of see with the open chest. You see some darkness inside.
Am I in the room?
Yes. So everyone is in the room. Your father came staggering in, searching for you.
Shoot, what is the name of that? Illuminate. Magic. Dancing light. Dancing light.
Dancing lights. All right. So you mutter some simple arcane syllables. Lights begin to dance around, illuminating the existing green light, brightening the room just a bit, and you can see Ant's legs kicking inside the chest.
Someone should probably blow him out.
Do you need help?
He can't hear you.
What am I in?
You fall in the chest. You were expecting coins and volumes of wealth. What you landed on was a pretty sparsely populated chest. You felt all kinds of hard stones underneath you and almost like a big black marble, but your left hand landed on some sort of thick leather strip, and your right hand landed on a blade. But it landed on the side of the blade, not point first. So it lands on the side of the blade. It cuts your skin. You take 1 hit point, but even as your hand lays upon the blade, you feel your heart begin to race. It looks to you. You hear some shouting. You see lights begin to dance outside the chest, but they're moving in slow motion. Everything looks so slow.
Pull him out. No.
You see Edalus start moving towards you. It looks like he's cast in syrup. He moves with such sluggardly momentum. You feel your heart racing.
I'm just trying to, I don't know. I feel like I would not really be thinking straight right now. So I'm just basically trying to get out stupidly, fumbling over myself.
We should drop a rope.
Okay. And are you trying to take anything from the chest, or you're just getting out of the chest?
Yeah, I'm trying.
What are you trying to take?
Whatever that black marbly thing is.
Okay. So not the blade, not the leather strip, not that black marbly thing you saw rolling. That's what you're reaching for? All right. You pull your hand off the blade. As soon as you pull your hand off the blade, everything starts going back into normal motion. You look over. You see this. You see he shivers for a moment. His feet are. Then he pulls his hand off the small. It's a blade about that long. He pulls his hand off of it, and then he reaches down. You grab this black stone about this big. He stands up. You feel normal again.
Wow. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna re-examine what I'm standing in and see if there's anything else I can.
So
see if there's anything
it
else
stands
I can
up.
grab.
He looks back down at what he's standing in. Anyone else doing anything?
Do I see any, can I see the cut?
Yeah, you see drips of blood going from his right hand. His left hand clutches an orb about that
Okay,
big.
well, seeing somebody wounded, she's gonna automatically go over and just try to see what's up. So, yeah, she's gonna move close to Ant and, basically inspect the wound to see, how bad it is. And then she's going to, just do a Cure Light Wounds on his hand.
Okay, you walk over. You see his hand is bleeding. It's not a horrible wound, but it's definitely got a good amount of blood to it. You utter divine words, and how much?
2 points.
2 points. So your hand seals up. You see the wound, the blood stops.
Plus 1 per level, so that's 12 points.
Okay, so if you had any damage from the previous combat, all right, and so.
He'll never learn that way.
So you see the same thing I said. So everyone else was in the room. You look down. You see the piece of leather that your hand landed on. It looks like a long belt. It has what looks like a fist emblazoned on the buckle. You see a blade that your hand was on. A bit of your blood is on it. It's about that long, a blade, and it is stark bright silver. And it has what look like etches of lightning bolts on the edges of it. And then you felt those hard, almost stone things beneath you, and you see diamonds, some this big, some this big, one about this big, scattered all over the bottom of the chest. You look down, you see the same
immediately
thing.
Start diving back in and grabbing the diamonds and the knife by the handle.
I
the
jump
blade
in.
by the handle.
Okay. You do what?
I jump in.
Well, the chest is way too small for you to jump in, but you could dive into it head first, grabbing things, or
Yes.
the chest is 3 feet deep.
Wait, I
and,
thought he was looking up at us.
No, he stood up. So now the chest is not that deep.
Oh, I thought he
So
was.
he's standing. Yeah, he's standing.
Well, I picked
you
him
see
up.
him from the waist up.
Oh, well, I pick him up.
Okay, all right.
No, I'm too big. I wouldn't have
You're in a chest. You have to jump out of the chest or I'm
Alright.
going to grab you.
So,
Yeah.
you, Ant, roll d20. Roll d20.
And meanwhile,
Uh,
I get bored and go talk to my father.
15.
Okay, all right.
Thank you for the new dice tray. It worked.
The dragon captain real dice tray.
You have a
Gives him-
fate chip.
Yeah.
Now's the time to use it. Reroll.
This would be the most epic waste of a fate chip ever used. Yeah. All right, so you reach down, you grab a gemstone, and as you grab it, you feel a massive hand bunk down on your cloak and grab you. You're just reaching for the dagger as he starts to lift you. Do you continue to try to grab the dagger, or do you try to break free from his grip or grab another gemstone? What do you do?
I already have my own dagger, and I'm gonna pull it out and try to cut him on his hand so he lets go.
This will end well.
All right. All right, initiative. Just the two of you.
Oh, it's like,
You turn to your father,
"Dude."
Oh, 4.
and as you... Okay, what do you say to your father
Oh, 7.
as you turn back to him?
So you claim to be my father.
I would... what? What? He seems confused. He reaches out and touches your face, grabs hold of your beard, seems addled. 15 and...
No, 7.
7 and
10.
10. All right. So you pull your blade out. You try to slice his hand.
Yeah.
Roll d20.
2. 2 again.
Okay. All right. So you see his dagger, even as he's pulling it out, you see it happen. So tell me what you do to make his dagger miss.
Well, like,
Because clearly,
as
like
soon as I see him pull his dagger out, I kind of just drop him,
Okay.
and then like you see, he just looks like almost sad, like he just pulled it. He didn't even know what I was gonna do. He just felt the hand, and you see Asmir just turn and like kind of just walk away from the situation.
So the half orc drops you back in the
And
chest,
he kind of sinks his head as he walks away.
sinks his head, and he turns and walks away.
You monster!
I am a
You
This
tiny
appeal will not
monster.
work.
So you're still standing in the middle of the chest. You have your
Victory.
black stone in one. You have some gems tucked in your pocket. You have a dagger in your recently healed hand. Marthaliel is staring at you as you talk to your addled father. What are you doing?
I'm looking for a way out.
All right. Well, you see at the opposite end a door. So Brual goes over and begins to inspect the door. You're back in the chest. What do you do? You see Azamir slump away.
Just cool. Keep on picking up all my stuff and get that belt, sling it over my shoulder, and then get back out of the chest.
Okay, so
I want to see what that belt's about.
you tuck 10 diamonds into your pouches. You have this black circular orb in your left hand. You sheathe your own dagger. You pick up the belt. The belt is longer than you are tall and thick. You sling it over your shoulder. It's heavy. Then you reach down last. You grab the dagger by the handle. The moment you grab the dagger by the handle, suddenly again, you feel your heart begin to race. You look, you see Azamir walking away slowly. You see Hallgrim speaking to his father with sluggish movements. The world around you seems slow. Your heart races.
I let go of it immediately.
You drop the dagger back into the chest.
Do we see him blurring?
I go and grab the dagger.
Do we see him do we see him moving and blurring at all, or is he so far not?
So when you have looked over, there are moments where you see all of a sudden Ant's head seems to be like moving with these almost insectile rapidity movements.
Okay,
But then he drops the dagger.
since Marthaliel is literally staring at him this whole time, she's going to look at him and be like, "Are you quite All right. What was that?
There's something really weird and scary about that dagger. Whenever I touch it,
What happens?
everything just slows down.
Do you reach in and grab it?
Yeah.
Azimir turns from his brief interlude of sulking, walks back toward the chest, looks at Ant, who's dropped it. As Ant's talking to Marthaliel, Azimir reaches back down in the chest.
Don't.
I grab it.
I take a few steps back.
He ignores her warning. You grab the dagger. You feel suddenly electric charges light through your body. You see Azimir begin shaking. Roll d20.
Oh my. What is this thing? Evil. 10. Do I need to add a save to it?
Yes, fortitude.
That's good, I guess. Plus 10.
Okay. All right. This has a wrongness to you. You don't sense anything like what you saw from him when you saw him moving with quickness. You feel something like almost like it's coursing through your core and trying to destroy your innards. You drop the blade back into the chest.
I walk
There
over.
was almost a.
I try to put a finger on it.
You felt like a resonance that did not agree. Okay, you walk forward. Now, Edalus has Edalus attention. Edalus leans in. You place a finger on it, and so your father, he seems to be now noticing this. He's turned his eyes from you, and he's watching what's going on with the chest. Son, he touches your face. Son, what is going on over there? What is that?
They're playing with the treasure chest, exploring.
Oh, does it have treasure?
Yes.
Is it good treasure?
There were some gems, I think.
Oh.
There was also a big black sphere, I think.
Black sphere? Show it to me. You reach down, you touch the dagger. As you place your finger on the blade, you feel your heart rate begins to accelerate. You don't take much notice, but then as you look around, it looks like everyone around you is moving more slowly.
I test this a couple times.
Yeah, I know. It's
I
so
mean-
racist. It's
You,
I was thinking the exact same thing.
you take your finger off,
Or would that be specious?
place your finger back on, and the same thing begins to happen. Your heart begins to race. It's accelerating more and more quickly the longer your finger's on it.
I take a step back. I don't think this dagger was meant for me.
I disagree.
Ant, could I borrow
I
that
disagree.
sphere for a
Can
minute?
Sure.
I think that dagger
I
is
take
meant
the sphere.
for either you or Ant. You both move at incredible speed whenever you touch it or hold it.
If I held on long, I think my heart would burst inside me. I don't think it's meant for me.
Before I show it to my father, I use detect motive or sense motive.
On.
My father.
Okay.
Father.
Roll d20.
Nice.
Ooh.
Oh, I should put on my glasses. 14.
And that includes your bonus or sense motive.
Your
Oh.
sense motive
My bad.
skill.
Sorry.
The one you declared.
Yes,
That one.
yes, I know. 16.
Okay. That's your bonus or your total?
My bonus is 2.
Okay, all right. I
So
think
my
that's your total.
total.
All right. Your father yeah. Your father seems earnest and addled.
Okay. Well, I then present it to him.
Okay. You hold the orb out to him. This conversation is going on between the two of them. Rual, as you're looking at the door, you see it is a well-crafted door with thick bands of iron and a solid latch with a big black lock, and you don't see any signs of movement in ages, maybe decades, maybe centuries. You see no disturbance of dust, no signs of movement on the floor. You, and as you stand there, the belt weighs heavy on your shoulder. You kind of step back out of the chest. Your pockets are fat with gemstones. And you see the dagger still sits in the chest. You present the orb to your father. And he looks at it for a moment. And he gets very quiet. You see as he stares at it, he says, have you a flame, a flame, a spark, a fire?
Mm-hmm. Are there torches in here? Do I?
No, there's like this glowing green orb in one wall. No torches.
Well, I have some magical flame.
I have a flint and steel.
Oh yeah, I have flint and steel as well. What do you need the fire for?
Put it under the orb.
Like, stick it in a campfire, or?
There's a campfire? Where? He turns around.
No, I'm saying I can make a campfire.
In here?
What do you?
Just, boy, are you daft? Put the orb in fire.
Do you see fire?
Flame!
Do you
Make
see
flame! Can you make flame?
Definitely his dad.
Definitely his dad. No questions anymore.
Lineage confirmed.
Heartwarming exchange.
The resemblance is quite clear, actually.
Oh my goodness.
Cast fireball.
That's what I was gonna say. I was literally thinking that like 2 seconds ago.
Watch it at the chest.
Fine, Dad.
Yeah.
Dad.
You're embarrassing me.
In front of my friends.
You're embarrassing me in front of my friends.
Okay, I look around for something that I can set on fire, like a stick or.
You see the chest is made of wood.
And it's been handy in the past. for such a purpose.
There has to be something.
I have.
Roll you. The door is locked as you.
I'm gonna tear.
I take some.
I go over to the door, getting ready to help him pull. And I said, just in case this goes bad, we should get ready to pull hard and get out of here.
Okay, so Edalus walks over next to
Two
you.
wizards.
Stands next to you with the door.
It is a very small.
Alright, so I take some
Very
parchments
small
and
room.
crumple it up, and then I cast spark on it, and then I hold the.
All right, you see Hallgrim pulls some old parchments from his sack. He crumples them together, and he utters a quick arcane syllable, and in seconds, maybe a little overkill.
That was perfect.
You thought I was gonna do fireball!
Something quite a bit less than that. You have a flame you hold in your hands. You kind of delicately flip it around to make sure the flame doesn't hit your hands. You see your father, trembling hand, he holds the orb over the top of it. As the flame hits this black orb, you see words, syllables appear in a strange yellowish font.
It's a spherical book! I'm so excited right now!
It is, unlike a book, it is but 3 words that appear on the surface of the stone. And hang on here, let me get this. All right, and they say, as it flows across the surface of the stone, it says, Ma Largut Hazat. Your father, he reads the words in his trembling voice. Ma Hargur Lazat. Ma Hargur Lazat.
Can you fix him?
Ma Hargur Lazat.
I did the best I could.
You see, he takes the stone, he drops it. He kind of hits your hand, pushes the papers out of your hand, the fire trembles to the ground, the stone rolls on the floor, and he wanders over into the corner, muttering,
First, I pick up the sphere and casually ask Ant what he would take for it.
Magic 8 ball.
This is worthless, but I'll take it off your hands.
You will die.
Well, if it's worthless, I guess that I don't want it.
I was lying. It's a spherical book.
Oh, a book? You should just keep it. That's perfect for you.
Thank you. And then I go over to my father and just poke him.
Maybe we should try to get out.
Oh,
Agreed.
Assuming this takes us where we would want to go.
I walk over to Azamir just kind of like this a little bit. And, like, I just try to heave this belt off of my shoulder and, like, a peace offering. Sorry, I got carried away there. I'm still trying to...
Yeah, Azamir will reach out and grab it, and with one hand, with his other hand, he just pats him on the head.
Also these. I try to fish out the diamonds and like, do you want some? And then I just
Wait,
start
and
going...
then I actually nod my head and I'll take 2. He takes 2 and stuffs it in his pouch.
Leaving you 8.
Thank you.
Alright, I just start going to everybody, like,
I
feeling
think he
embarrassed
grabbed all of
of
them.
what I did.
Did he grab all the diamonds? 'Cause I
He
thought-
did.
Oh, okay.
He did grab all the diamonds. Only the dagger still remains in the bottom of the chest. So you see, well, everyone else has their back to you. So who do you go to first? Oh no, I'm sorry. She's still here, so you can go to her.
All right.
So you see Ant walks over to you and he holds out gemstones, diamonds in his hands.
These were in the chest.
They are an elf maiden's best friend.
Actually, I do have some spells, I believe, that might be able to use those if you are willing to share any of them.
Yes, excellent.
Then I'll just how many do you want?
Sharing rogue.
I just don't want any of them.
Okay, I'll take them and put them in my
You take
component's
8.
pouch.
You just like this ant almost looks ensorcelled. He hands over all these gemstones to you, which is you've never seen him do this before, and suddenly he has you have at 8
Is there
diamonds
a-
you have 2.
Way to detect polymorph.
Okay.
You could do a
I feel like these are like bombs. They're like ticking in my pouch
Mm.
right now.
so suspicious.
I'm just
All right,
gonna-
Brual. So
I turned to Edelus. Before we tried to go through a locked door, maybe we should try the way that we already came in. Maybe that would be safer.
I am curious what's behind this door, but
As am I.
it would be good to have an exit.
That I agree with. I'm going to go back into the previous room to see if I can get through the door back in there.
Okay, so Brual turns. Brual, you walk back in. I won't move the scene here. I have it actually here if we need to bring it back up. You walk back in. You see that chamber where you fought the mouth. It's hauntingly desolate now. Broken bits of statue lie on the ground. The remains of other frozen heroes in time sit on their pedestals. The strange torches burn. You see the door that you came through on the other side still is closed, where it had slammed shut.
I'm going to try to open it.
Okay. What's everybody else doing while he's doing this?
I
Have we,
start tugging on the door.
have we checked the room for secret doors yet?
You have not.
Can I check?
You may. So again, for folks on the stream, I have everybody's armor class and perception checks here. Sometimes I'll let them roll perception, but on things like secret doors, I've said this before, I do those checks because I don't want them to know if they should have or should not have found what they found.
And while he's searching stuff, I'm gonna actually walk over to Hallgrim and hand him a couple of candles in case he needs to light things on fire again.
Marthalia walks over. She hands you a couple of candles as Azamir walks by you. He's pushing on the stones and looking through the room. You skirt past the chest with the dagger still laying in the bottom of it. Push on stones. You don't find anything else in the room. As you creep through the room, there is an ominous sense of foreboding. You look at, it seems like you see a statue move. Your head pivots. Still, you walk forward slowly more. You feel like you're being watched.
I stop.
You're about 15 feet from the door.
I'm gonna look around the room again. Just.
Everything appears normal.
There is no good choice.
All right, back to this room. So what's
I'm
going on
just
here?
tugging on the door as hard as I can.
All right. Roll d20.
4.
It's a stout lock. It's clearly been shut with a lock.
Can I try touching the dagger with the cloth over my hand to see if it does anything.
Okay, you stop looking on the walls. You take a cloth from your pouch. You drop it over the dagger. You touch it. You feel nothing.
Yeah, pick it up.
Okay.
I take that and the belt over to Hallgrim or his father. His father looks smart too. I say, do you know what these are?
Well, that's a knife.
They're magical properties.
Oh,
Because this tried to kill me.
tried to kill you.
Well,
Why are you holding it then?
there's a cloth.
Oh,
Yes. So it doesn't bother me now.
is it a magical cloth?
No, it's regular.
Curious. Okay, I use identify on the items.
You have all right. So you
Well,
identify.
I think I just actually I think I just have one identify.
You just have one for now. Which one do you identify first then?
Let's go with the dagger.
All right.
And then you can still roll to identify things like with feats, with not feats, with your skill.
It's a level identifies a level 1. I do have one prepared, but wasn't I'm sorry, this is out of character.
That's okay.
Wasn't there a way to cast? I know I can cast cantrips at will, the level 0 ones.
right.
Is there a way to cast a level 1 spell
At will?
or yeah, somehow?
No. There is the ability to. There are certain meta magic feats that will let you take. For example, if you have a second level spell slot, you can cash that in and cast a first level spell you didn't have memorized. So you might want to look at your meta magic stuff, but in general, it's what you've memorized on the
Gotcha.
normal rules.
Okay, well I will do the dagger then.
Okay.
It just
You say some words. You stare at the dagger. You're holding it in that same cloth that he had it prepared with, and you feel potent magical abilities imbued within this blade. You sense a hastening and a power laid upon the blade which will open skin easily, but also as it imbues its holder with additional speed, it consumes just a bit of their life force. All right, so OOC, this is a dirk of imprudent urgency. The dirk of imprudent urgency is a +3 dagger of haste. It causes damage, 0 in round 1, 1 point in round 2, 2 points in round 3, 4 points in round 4, doubles each round that you use it, but hastens its holder and is +3 to hit.
wow, that's a powerful thing, especially if you just pull it out for a round or 2.
That's very
This is an incredibly powerful weapon.
It's attuned to rogues and fighters. Cannot be used by orcs, dwarves, clerics,
I'm a fighter
wizards.
and a half orc.
Ant is the most appropriate holder for this. It will basically not work well with anybody else here.
Quick OOC question. When you were giving us the information about it and consumes life force, what did that mean? Or
Hit
do we
points.
not know?
Hit
Just-
points of damage, yes.
just so-
But I will say there's something else to this that you cannot quite divine. It is just beyond the reach of your arcane knowledge.
Do I recognize that they're like do I recognize that I'm missing something?
You do, but you don't. I want to be clear. You don't feel there is anything nefarious or wicked about this blade, but you just sense the power that you've been able to divine, and perhaps more beyond the reach of your capacity to discern.
Okay, I've got a two-part action here because I've been holding on to something since like the fire incident. So
Just let it out.
so
Let
first,
it go.
With my extensive lore and knowledge traits and language and whatnot, do I at very least recognize the language, and if not just recognize it, am I able to translate?
Yes, on this dagger.
No, on the
Yeah. So you don't see. I was gonna say you don't see any language on the dagger.
but the
Roll
when the
d20 on the orb, and
Oh,
add your
gotcha.
knowledge.
Shoot.
Do knowledge languages. That was rolled on a Dragon Crafting Guild dice tray, and that rolled nicely.
Oh yeah, I need to use that. That's probably why I got my 2s earlier.
That's right.
There is no knowledge language listed here.
Okay, what are your knowledge feats?
Arcana, Dungeoneering, Engineering, Geography, History, Local, Nature, Nobility, Planes, and Religion. Oh, 5 linguistics.
Yeah. So what are your you have linguistics? Yes.
do.
Okay, that's what. Yeah.
So,
You said
it's,
5.
minimum of 12, maximum of 17, because I think I forgot to assign points. We'll say 12.
Okay. You recognize this as the dark speech of Mordor, but you
Oh.
do not recognize the words.
Okay. Second part of this. Father, I sense something strange about this dagger. Can you shed any light on it?
Dagger. Oh. It's quite sharp, I think.
Okay. Well, I turn back to
Yes.
Azimir and convey to him the information and suggest that Ant is the appropriate holder for it, but he needs to be appropriately warned about its long-term usage effects.
Brual, you move forward, you reach the other door. You hear footsteps behind you. Your head whips around. You don't see anything. You grab the handle. Not only is it immobile, but it's ice cold to touch. You pull your hand away and there's already frost forming on your skin.
Smite the door down. I'm going to walk back to this room, but I'm going to be extra cautious because I feel like my mind's playing tricks on me, but I'm not sure.
Again, as you walk back toward the door, at first it's silence. You get almost all the way down the hallway, past the place where the mage was suspended in light, past the broken bits of chiseled statue where Edalus did his work, and you get close to the door, and again you hear footsteps scurry. Your head snaps around. You're sure you see a figure, human but short, in a gray cloak, but a glimpse that vanishes behind a statue.
I call into the room. Friends, I don't think we're here alone.
You hear the voice of Brual as you're explaining the dagger to Azimir, and as you're yanking on the door.
I kick the door and start running back the other way towards whatever he's.
Dunk! Edalus kicks the door and turns and runs back this way.
And I curse in a very Tolkienian. I'm not sure you ever had curse words, but one of those.
He does. I've got some. All right, so you run back to the door. You see Brual standing there. What's everyone else doing?
Since I heard roll call, I'm just gonna go towards to see what's up.
Is this when we got in here? Was this something that we could pull shut?
Yeah, it was like a secret door that you found, like
Okay.
a wall that slid. You could pull that wall back closed.
Did I hear this?
Yes, you heard it as well. So what happened? Just real quickly, what happened with the dagger after the identification, the communication?
I was going to give it to Anne, but I never got the chance.
So instead, what are you doing? You're just gonna.
I'm going to give it to Anne.
Oh, you're doing.
Yeah.
You're not reacting to this. You're gonna go and give that
No,
to him. Okay.
yeah.
So as you see them rush toward the door, the half orc walks back over to you, holding the dagger in that cloth.
Did I hear what's up with the dagger? Or
No, they were talking over there.
This is a very powerful dagger, designed especially for rogues, small ones like you. Every round you use it, you may use haste, and you can move incredibly fast, but you will take some damage. I forgot what the wizard said. You could ask him for the rest of the details.
Alright, I'll just take it carefully in the cloth still. So can I even just hold it momentarily to put it in like a sheath or something and not get damaged?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, you'll figure this out now that you have it, but essentially, as I said, the first round, which would be about 6 seconds in combat, you take no damage, right? So you can hold it, you can sheath it, you can pull it out, you can begin combat, your heart starts to race, you speed, your adrenaline kicks in, but you're not taking damage. By round 2, you begin to accrue damage, which then doubles every round as you use it.
So the benefit is the haste. I misunderstood and thought it did double damage each time. So as long as you could just last, you could eventually
no,
kill
no.
Melchior
The benefit
or
is
whoever.
the haste,
The benefit of the haste,
and the
you
plus
receive the damage
and the
twice.
+3 to hit and
okay,
damage. So it's
okay.
a +3 dirk. So that's +3 to hit and +3 damage, and it imbues you with haste when you're holding it, but it has this accelerating amount of damage based on what it's doing to your body as it's consuming your resources to fuel your speed.
Okay.
We are going to have our giveaway here in about 10 minutes, so hang on, and we'll do a Dragon Crafting Guild dice tray giveaway momentarily. All right, so you rush to the door. You see Brual standing there. He's looking over his shoulder.
I'm actually going to turn and look into the room and my back to them because I'm not afraid of them.
But you should.
You should be.
What's wrong, Brual? I can fumigate that room if you'd like.
I could have sworn that I saw a human over there, and I point in the direction I see, in a grey cloak, and I keep hearing footsteps, but I can't tell if it's my eyes playing tricks on me in the dim light or what.
What of the door?
The door was very cold. I mean, my hands started to get frost on them when I touched the handle. Something is not right. I don't think we should be staying around here too much longer.
I step up to the. Is it an archway or just a?
It's like a slid open bit of wall.
I step up to it and call out into the room. If there's anybody in there, I suggest you step forward now before I use fireball. Are you familiar with fireball? It is a giant fireball. It will it will hurt a lot.
And then we'll stab what's left. Did you see what I did to the orc? You'll be begging for that.
All right, so Brual, Edlis, Hallgrim, all roll d20, please.
Oh no. Now we can. 9.
13.
10.
Your voice echoes down the hallway. You see the statues lined along the walls. You hear no response.
Can I do something? I go out to that door and I try to break through it.
All right, you walk up to the opposite door. Oh, hello, Aurora, gamer from Dragons in the Dining Room. Thank you for joining us on one of our favorite channels. And yes, the giveaway's coming, and thank you for lurking. You walk up to the door. You place your massive green hands on the handle. Roll d20. So you still have the belt. Is it like hung over your shoulder?
No,
What'd
I
you
put it on.
Oh, you put the belt on? Okay, well, hold on. All right, so that's an important detail.
You shoot through the roof.
All right.
Better not be a belt of bowels.
The belt of bowel movement. No, all right, so you grab the belt.
It's a previous campaign.
Yeah, that's right. You strap it around your waist, and you see again it has this massive fist. As you look closer, the fist on it.
Wait, like inscribed on it? Or
Yeah, like on the
fist
belt,
hanging
on the
off?
buckle,
Oh,
on the
okay.
belt buckle.
Okay.
Yeah. This is not one of those things that dangles from a pickup truck.
That's what I was thinking.
It's a
vestigial fist hanging off of the belt.
it's a fist emblazoned on the buckle, and you see the fist is holding a small bolt of lightning. As you strap it on, the moment you cinch it down, you feel power, strength course through your body. You feel incredible. You feel invincible.
Nice. I burst through the door.
All right, you walk up to the door. You swagger toward it. You put your hands on it. Roll d20.
18.
All right.
I
This
do
reminded
feel
me of that one I put on Instagram with like your backstory is
Yeah.
the cool dragon, your role play is the pretty cool dragon, and your dice rolls are the goofy one with the right. It's like I would give all this, but good roll.
Good roll.
Azimir walks up to the door. This kind of catches the corner of your eye, Marthaliel. As you've been walking toward the door, you see him. You have a good view of this as you've been handing out gemstones. You see the orc walks over to the door that Edalus had previously pulled on. He places his hands on the handle and describe it to me.
It's a door handle.
The door handle pops off.
It slides open gently.
No. You see him walk up to it. He grabs what kind of handle is it?
It's like a big black iron handle with a black lock on top.
Okay. You see he grabs it, he looks at Elidalus and he raises an eyebrow. I can't do it, so you can do it for me. Like, yeah, that thing. And he just kind of just like opens it with one arm.
So
I loosened it for you.
he just like gives a short burst. You see a bit of iron snap and fall to the ground, and the door swings open, revealing blackness behind. All right, so back to you. You hear no response to your warning call.
I open the door.
Perhaps we should find out where that leads.
Last warning. I don't.
Whatever makes Brule nervous, I think we should take heed.
Hey! We love the little bit of Michael! And welcome to Cosma, our new follower. Thank you so much. Hang on, because in just a minute we've got a giveaway of this guy right here. Oh my goodness. This incredible bit of craftsmanship from Dragon Crafting Guild, a dice tray embedded with a D20 in this incredible lightning lacquer. That giveaway is in about 3 minutes. All right, so you shout your final warning.
Final warning. I don't actually have Fireball prepared, but I do have Cloud Kill, which is even nastier. So I really suggest you step forward.
Okay, that is a role play first. I have never seen that in all of my 40 years of role playing. All right, you utter your corrective challenge.
Way to telegraph what you're gonna do. Yeah,
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. There's your anachronism, right? You go. All right, so
Sentinel fire. Whatever that
you
is.
you shout into the hallway. Brual, Edalus, Marathariel, roll d20.
Oh, man.
And Hallgrim, sorry. Hallgrim is standing there because he's the one shouting into the doorway. Your father is rambling as he walks along the halls or the walls and touches them, mutters to himself. Rolls?
3.
16.
4.
12.
I like these new dice, by the way.
Hey, there's a nice dice and a nice tray.
I picked him up.
So you're sure you heard a scraping, but no response.
Okay. Well, in that case, I target the far end, like by the cold door, and cast Cloud Kill. We might need to, like, close the door behind us and exit rapidly. I'm not sure how the spell actually works. This is the first time that I've used it, so...
Do you think this is... Well, wisdom is not your strong suit. I was about to say. But
I've been...
might not...
It's too late. It's already been...
Oh, good.
So as you walk up to warn him, he's already uttered the syllables. He holds out his hands, and you see a dark green cloud suffuse the air at the opposite end of the room. It billows, and even before the green reaches halfway through the room, you feel the stench burning, an acrid scent in your nostrils.
Going to move to the other side.
As
of
Brule
Brual.
comes in, I'm shutting the door behind him if I can.
Brule runs through.
Wait, don't close it yet. We need to see if there's somebody in there.
I'm ignoring him, shoving him out of the way.
He knocks you out of the way.
Doesn't even get to see his first image, so I go running.
And he pulls the door closed. You notice with some degree of distress that there is a bit of a gap. And as you turn, within seconds, you see little wisps start to come through the gaps.
Go, go, go!
Move.
This spell is effective.
I grab his father by
It
the
works.
hand and start trying to pull him out. 'Cause
Brual runs.
I'm gonna
You
help
see
Brual.
the mage. He's kind of doddering along the. These walls are strange. There's evil. I just.
no time. Come on, let's go.
Dwarf! A dwarf! There's a dwarf here! He grabs your hand. Where are we going, Master Dwarf?
Out the door.
And I'm just kind of helping push from behind.
Alright,
like-
you all begin pushing as the green smoke emanates through the cracks of the wall.
Last one out. Shut the door.
Anybody else doing anything different besides getting out?
Out.
Okay, you run through the door. You see there's a stairway beyond leading into darkness. As you run up the stairway into darkness, your footsteps, you feel dank air. The steps are uneven. You stumble. You hear hurried breath. Those of you with dark vision, you can see it extends up. Those of you that are human, you stagger in darkness, grabbing your friends, your footsteps, some clad in leather, some clad in metal.
My
Yes.
magic torch out.
I was gonna say, if I have half of a second, I wanted to cast light on my blade like I do.
Okay. You can cast light, and so you hear a quick. Suddenly, light flares, and you see this ancient stairwell. There's water dripping down old cobblestones. The stairwell is uneven, and it extends up into the darkness. You rush up the stairs. As you rush closer and closer, you see up ahead. We'll stop right there for a moment. We're going to do a 5-minute break and have our giveaway before we get into part 2 of today's session. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you to all of our viewers, our new followers. Very much appreciated. And we're going to have a giveaway. So I'm going to have my lovely assistant come over here and assist with kicking off the giveaway, which will be in 2 minutes. You don't want to miss this chance to win the Dragon Crafting Guild dice tray.
Okay. So,
I'm going to turn up the
we're
camera here.
going
It's
to
getting
kick
warm.
off
It's very warm.
the giveaway.
Thank you.
Alright. I feel like that could have gone much All right, so the command to join the giveaway is exclamation point DCG. Subscribers get double the chance to win. So if you're not subscribed, and there's not that many people in here, so if you subscribe, you're probably gonna win that dice tray right there. So I'm opening the giveaway. Hold on one sec. Now, you type in exclamation point DCG. Cosmin, you're gonna need to Cosma. You're gonna need to do it one more time because you did it before I opened it. And then there we go. Then we'll let that run for about 5 minutes. We'll be right back in 5 minutes. So So all you have to
Since I have
do
to
is
drive
click
this
home.
home.
Oh,
Let's get you
we're live.
I brought my water
I
bottle.
don't mean to do that. Okay, we are back, and I'm going to do the giveaway
Oh, did
until
you unmute it?
Yeah,
yeah,
it's unmuted.
DM Neuromancer is back. So we're gonna give you another minute to join the giveaway, because if there's anyone in there left, type in !DCG, and we are giving away. Where'd it go? Oh,
I was gonna say, this is great.
we are giving away this dice tray, handcrafted, custom made by our partner, Dragon Crafting Guild. So I'll leave it open for 30 more seconds.
Look at that.
Alright.
RPG emote getting used in chat. That's awesome.
10 more seconds. 9, 8. I'm not gonna do that. But okay, about to close the giveaway.
Seemed like a good idea. at
Started.
first.
Yeah, I did. And then I was like, no, that'd be really awkward. Okay. I've closed it. Moderator cannot win this. So if I pick Short Bomb on the Run, She will not win it. We will pick another winner. So I will pick Cosmin. Cosma.
Congratulations.
You have won the dice tray.
Yay! Congratulations!
However, you do need to be present. So say you're here if you are here.
Yay!
Okay, so Cosma, do you follow us on Instagram? First question. I'll give you a second to answer. Or on Twitter, any social media that we could. Okay, just add us as a friend. Woo! Yeah, add us as a friend on Twitch, and then whisper us, and then we'll get the information that we need to send this to you. So thank you, Cosma, and we'll get back as soon as DM Neuromancer gets back. And if we reach 150 followers, we will be doing a large mini giveaway. Maybe this, maybe some over here. So go tell your friends and stuff. Bring them here. All right, Cosmo won.
I know, I saw that. Congratulations, Cosmo. Well played. Give us those directions. We'll get that mailed out to you. And we're going to be giving those dice trays away regularly, and they're incredible. You can't even get the sense of how cool they are on stream. They are much, much better live in person.
Boy, you gave me an old man coffee.
It rejected your die.
Black coffee is what you get, bro.
Try again.
It's bouncy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, and that's
It
a
stayed in.
excellent
It's a good roll.
All right,
It's
we're going to
a
be back
magic-
live with our session in just a moment. And again, congratulations. Thank you, Camelise, for the bits and the cheer. Much appreciated. And Cosma21, again, congratulations. We got lots of great things happening here. If we get to 150, I think we're at 141 right now in viewers. If we get to followers, we get to 150, we're going to be giving away another mini today. And then we're going to give away another dice tray on next session. So lots of good things happening here on Blue Box. We'll do a quick preview. So we've got the scene reset here. You emerge from the caverns, and as first Azamir and then Brual stream through the door. We'll give a second for Azamir to return. My camera got tipped just a bit.
You
Yeah,
need to
turn
zoom
it
in?
just like that way, just like tilt it, yep, to the left, just a touch. Too far, right there, perfect, that works, thank you. While we're waiting, let's do a quick reminder for our audience and go around the room. Give us a 15 to 30 second synopsis of your character, and we'll start with you, Edalus.
All right, Edalus is a fighter, a human from South Ilion, and he's the son of Eorlis, and he had relatives in the War of the Ring, and so now he has lost his way, and he's running from his past.
Okay, we'll come back to you, Azamir. We're doing a quick description of characters here.
Hallgrim is a humanish wizard. Just fairly recently discovered that he is part, at least, Ishtari. He is basically the smartest guy in any room he goes into. Expert at identifying things, especially like arrows and whatnot. Spellcrafter. He's pretty awesome. He's got a companion named Rock. Yeah.
Mara Thaliel is a Noldor elf. She is a cleric of Esta, who is one of the Valar. She's the Valar of healing and rest. Let's see. She's the reason why all of these chuckleheads are still alive.
For sure.
Truth.
she tries to have more confidence in herself than she actually has most of the time. But yeah, and she likes to write in her journal and keep track of all of their adventures together and take care of her friends, because even though they drive her a little crazy sometimes, she still cares about them.
Well said, well said.
Brule is a dwarf paladin. He is from the time before Khazad-dûm fell, and he was put into stasis many years ago. This group of travelers found him and actually freed him from that stasis, and he now has a debt of gratitude for them and is traveling with them to save the world.
Ant's a halfling, got in with the bad crowd, and did some thieving and such, and just really not a deep background. Just goes around trying to collect jewels and things, and then does pretty much anything that seems exciting that's gonna give him a thrill.
He's chosen better friends since his early days, right?
Yeah.
Better friends.
Yeah.
Well,
dragon.
he's the bad friend now. The roles have reversed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think like you could even reference though, he has had some shining moments.
Oh yeah.
He was the whisperer.
The diffuser.
The diffuser, the whisperer. Talk about that a bit.
Yeah, we encountered a dragon that was like an ice dragon, and it pretty much killed and froze one of the party members.
Literally killed her.
And my character found an egg of the dragon and held it ransom, and negotiated for the dragon to bring Marthaliel back to life. So I'm the Dragon Whisperer now.
Well played, sir. You come bursting forth.
Azamir.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Azamir. The half orc.
You'll
always
burst
the
forth
half,
in a moment. Wait.
Yeah, this is typical roleplay. The half orc always is forgotten. So no, he's a fighter. He's introverted, if you can be that in this sort of campaign. And he stands at like 7 foot, 7'2", and he's basically just bulging with muscles. He's got like chains and buttons popping off of him wherever he goes. And then, see, he's kind of got like long hair. He's got like a special band that glows around his hair. And then he's got really, really old rustic boots with like markings all over them. And, but he tries to kind of act hard and say to himself, but he's actually a pretty big teddy bear on the inside. So he's a really nice
That was
half orc.
OOC, by the way. Yeah.
To his friends.
You come bursting from the bowels of Dol Guldur. As Azamir bursts into the light, you find yourself in a small clearing. It's a forested area, and you see there are trees and ruins. You hear Brual, go ahead and move those PCs forward, please, and others come rushing out from behind you, and the light is actually not as dim as when you first found this area. It is actually, you sense a lifting of the fog as you burst through into the forest. You hear the chirp of birds and a bit more sense of light, still filtered through the trees of Mirkwood, but the pall that you sensed over this place when you went in seems to be diminished.
And I just realized who it was that was in that chamber. It was Radagast.
You bastard.
I imagine that like Marthaliel would really react to all this like sounds that they now hear, because it's been very quiet up until now, and all the bird song and everything.
And more than that, Marthaliel, the sense of elf ill, the darkness, the devastation of elves seems to be lifted. Your heart sings.
So much better now.
area from where those bodies were from the entrance?
Well, you can sense you're on the opposite side of the same keep that you came through. So you're in that area, but you're on the opposite side of it.
Okay.
But the mist, the cloud that hovered over the entire forest now seems to be diminished. Interestingly, Ant, you look, and to your left you see the final diminishment of an elf form that sort of settles into the ground and vanishes.
I just run over to it. Catches my eye, curious.
I turn and face
You run over, you see what looks like an elf. Its neck was twisted to the side. You run past, it catches your eye briefly, a set of chains in the ground with a large sort of manacle structure attached to it. You run past it to the elf. You see the elf as his twisted neck and gaunt form sort of suffuses into the ground. Boots, chest, legs, head, all. And then is gone to dust.
I'll inspect what remains.
Roll d20, please.
Oops, can I redo the roll? Because I just realized I did the roll.
Yeah,
here
it's gotta be
instead of
in the Dragon Crafting Dice Guild tray.
Alright. Well, that's a 5. That's better than my 3.
Well, total.
I see a 20.
5,
every time.
Yeah.
Keep rolling 20s.
You just see the bits of the elf vanish beneath the dust. Nothing more.
And head back to the chain structure.
You see Ant runs and then returns. Everyone else comes through. You're now above ground. You see Marathalio. She breathes in the air. She rejoices in the light above.
I have gotten us out safely, friends.
You are a fool. What? I lead his father to the ruins and suggest he take a seat while keeping eye on the doorway.
And we're still Palantirless, so I'm not sure what exactly we've accomplished here.
Maybe the black orb is the Palantir.
And I climb up. I just try to get a vantage point where I can see if I can see the horses anywhere around, even though we're on the other side.
So you utter those terms. He, as Bural leads the Istar toward the stones of the ruins and sits him down. He holds your hand. He's trembling, but you see he seems to be almost growing more aware. His demeanor starts to lose some of its vapidness. Where... Dwarf friend, where are we?
We've just exited Dol Guldur. You were held captive by the mouth of Morgoth.
My brother. My Palandor betrayed me. As this conversation's happening,
Oh, so was your uncle.
you turn, you look around the forest for the horses. You see you're completely on the wrong side of the keep. The sun is on the opposite side of the sky, still hanging probably midway, so you've got several hours of daylight remaining.
Does anyone have any healing?
Yes,
I'm
I can.
pretty-
I can heal. Put in the dice. Or we'll take the hand. Alright, yes, does anyone need healing other than Asimir? Or is it just Asimir who needs healing? Because it affects what I do. Anyone else?
As I'm still trying to listen, just utter I.
Okay, then I will cast a Trainal Energy. That's 5.
I'll quickly scout around if I can and see if I can find our horses. If I run into anything, I'll shout.
12.
Okay.
And so I start heading one way around the keep. How big is the keep, roughly?
You feel healing surrounds all those that are injured within about 30 feet of Marathalio, as Edalus ranges off, disappears into the forest, moving to the side.
That's 12 hit points for anybody who needed healing.
How big is the keep? Can I judge at all?
I mean, it's a good-sized castle, so I don't have like exact dimensions, but yes, it'll take you several minutes to walk around the side.
Okay.
Like not hours, but
I
good
go
several
up
minutes.
to the wizard father.
Rual, you feel the suffusing energy of Marathalio's healing, and then you hear heavy footsteps. You turn over and you see the half-orc. He looks larger. He looks like he's straining at the edges of his cloak. The buttons that pop now burst out. His cloak is shredded at the edges. Massive strength and muscle bulges beneath his form as he lumbers over. He looks ominous and threatening.
What's going on here?
What do you mean?
You look different.
I've been doing my push-ups.
I haven't seen you do push-ups.
Do them quietly. While you're asleep.
I don't sleep. I've never seen you do push-ups.
You meditate and your eyes are closed.
You can dispute that if you wish.
Well, not the entire time, though.
How else would I get
Can I
this
hear
thing?
this from where I am?
Oh yeah, you hear it all.
I gave him that belt and he got real big all of a sudden. So that might have something to do with it.
Oh.
And
That
he
makes
didn't.
more sense.
He definitely didn't thank me for being so much stronger. I'm the reason he's stronger now.
I patted you on the head.
Like a dog.
Like a tiny friend.
Oh. That's even worse. I'm not tiny. We've gone over this.
Your name is Ant.
It's Big
Big
Ant.
ant.
It's Big Ant.
Big ant.
It still applies. The big ant is small.
Alright.
Did he convey to you the safety warning about the dagger?
Sort of.
Well, so I explained to him that the amount of damage he takes will ramp up significantly every few seconds.
Yeah, so what I convey to you kind of OOC, he gives to you in a descriptive manner. You know this makes you faster. You have haste in game, ability to do more damage, but the longer you hold it, the more it's hurting you.
I get it out and just like, because I feel like showing off, I do a little demonstration and kind of run around him real quick while I'm holding it.
So you see, so you see him pull out the dagger. He starts to pull out the cloth. You doing something?
I was about to tell him something.
Okay, well he's pulling the cloth off the dagger. What are you telling him while he's doing that?
I double dare you to hold it until you pass out.
I'm gonna have to
All
do
right.
that.
As he says that, you hold the dagger. Suddenly, everything else moves in slow motion. You hold the dagger. Your heart beat. It's rapid.
So I want to run around him and just kind of like tap him on each shoulder while I run around.
You see
Oh, great. This is going to be used like the ring. Like Bilbo at the end of his life.
Hallgrim. You look and suddenly, where he was, he's not there. He's there. No, he's there. You see him dart past you. You feel a tap on one shoulder. What? A tap on the other shoulder. What? You turn. You see leaves flutter around you.
This seems like a really bad idea. Can we
Okay.
not? Maybe?
You're on the opposite side now. You see him. His head snaps either way. The dagger vibrates in your hand. You feel your heart racing.
So, and then I'm just gonna start standing there and holding it and like just staring at him, like I'm not gonna give into his bet,
All right. You see.
or I'm giving into his bet.
All
I
of you
guess.
see this. You see Ant stop after this flurry. The leaves flutter to the ground. Edalus, you're roaming to you don't see any of this. He holds the dagger and he's shaking like This is not quick enough. It's incredibly quick.
Like a
His whole
hummingbird.
body vibrant with energy. He holds it. He shakes.
Do we
That's not
see?
Zaleo. That seems like a really bad idea. Oh, you're right.
You take 2 hit
Mark.
points of damage.
Do
Can you mark that down?
OC? Do we sense? I mean, because I didn't hear anything about the dagger. Do I sense anything's wrong? As in,
Well, yeah, you
like,
saw
the
him
damage?
move at like superhuman speed,
Right.
like blur, and then he stops, and he has this determined and almost vengefully twisted look on his face as he holds the dagger. He stares at Hallgrim. His hands shake. His body begins to quiver.
I get up. I walk over to him. I smack him in the head. I say, "Cut it out!" And smack him in the head. See if I can, figure out what's going on here.
Okay. You, as you feel the dagger begin to damage you, you feel a smack on the back of your head. But you saw it coming.
Okay,
Like it was out of the corner of your eye. You saw this hand slowly moving. You were so determined to hang on to it. You let it hit you. It
Yeah.
smacks your head.
That was
Yes.
my question. Since he is moving so fast, would that up his dexterity and armor class to make him harder to hit? Or
Haste. He is OOC, but yes.
okay, I just didn't know.
Yeah, but he's determined to prove something, so he allowed it. Hit your head. No damage, just kind of slaps you forward. The dagger, you feel alive.
Oh,
You feel compelled
precious.
to clench it. It's imbuing you with life. These are mortal flies around you, lives ending so quickly. You have life and power in your hands.
I'm just gonna sprint over to the tree and just try to climb it as fast as I can.
Which tree?
This one.
Okay, the smack on the head, you hit him, but the moment your hand touches it, he's gone. You see a blur, and suddenly leaves falling from the tree catch your eye, and Ant is disappeared up into the tree.
Oh my goodness.
You got stronger too. I think. You hit him really hard.
All right, as you walk around the side of the keep, you creep and you see the bodies of the elves that were there when you came in. They're gone. The mist, the darkness, all seems to have diminished. You hear a neighing in the distance. You see your horses off. That was, I know, yeah.
A
All
dead horse.
About a couple hundred yards away to the front.
Okay, I make my way to them as quickly as possible. My plan is to gather them up and ride back to the party.
Enough foolishness.
And when I have the horses, I'm going to go back the other way around the keep. I'm going to continue.
All the way
Yes,
around?
yes.
Okay, all right.
Can I go? I never got to talk to the father wizard. We got distracted by the largeness. What? I saw that coming.
Ooh.
It's
Oh, it's
this.
frozen.
to the mud.
I know it was.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
that camera's
frozen.
off.
Yeah, let's just keep it frozen.
The camera's off right now. That's why it's frozen.
Yeah, it's because you kept like pulling this thing like farther and farther. Well, it's frozen on that, so let's just not worry about it.
Just take a second. I can re-add it. Can you guys get that straightened up? And I'll do that real quick.
No, don't do it in there. Don't do it right now. Go.
You doing them?
Go to this. This.
I look at the father wizard and I ask, are you a wizard? Like a wizard?
I am. What in
Focus.
God's name are you? He looks up at you. Orc! Orc! He shouts.
Not an orc.
No, everything's fine.
He scrabbles away.
He's friendly. He looks intimidating, but he's fine.
He's a hulking beast! Look at him!
Thank you. I also hit you earlier. I'm sorry for that. Do you remember?
He looks around. He sees no one else is running. What times are these? We do not fear the Uruk.
Well, the Uruk is still pretty bad. This guy's not entirely one of them. So, and he's proven himself to be trustworthy.
And I sprint down right next to him and put my knife away and dizzily say, yeah, he's my buddy. He's one of us.
What do you mean and not entirely one of them? He is clearly one of those green-blooded, green-skinned, vile creatures.
Well, one of his parents wasn't. Therefore, he is not entirely one of them. Honestly, I've never heard
No, you
that
have to
whole
move
story.
the scene to the back. So you have to pull that all the way down.
How do
Get the screen bigger.
Full story.
Not right now, sir. We have not changed it yet.
I keep eyeing the doorway that we came out of every once in a while.
So as you turn, you see the doorway yawns, but changes not. There's nothing
Cover our
coming.
tracks pretty well.
You have to hit transition.
I will.
He's probably just
Camera
concerned about the
first.
radius of your killing cloud.
Does that travel far?
I ask him if he knows what the belt is.
Yes,
Or if he can identify it.
what if we were to...
Yeah, just try to, like, you guys, just try to get that in the screen before I go live with that. Oh, I can do it, that's pretty good. Alright. He says, you want me to look at your belt, beast?
Asmir.
You will... He looks at you. He will not slay me.
No, he's a pretty good boy.
As long as you don't set him on fire.
Fire could work.
No,
No?
don't set him on fire.
No?
Then it'll be good. Yes, don't.
You're sure no
I'm
fire?
resistant
No
to
fire.
fire now.
No fire.
Clearly, your father. Good work.
He looks over at Azimir. Fine, but if you kill me, the gods will judge you.
I would assume so.
He puts his hands forward. He concentrates for a moment. Of dwarven make. Powerful. Second age. Of storm giant strength. This belt. Should we let him have this? He's dangerous!
No, he's actually pretty alright, honestly.
I am
think,
dangerous.
I think you... Well, not to us, though.
Not to you.
So OOC, belt of storm giant strength 23.
Like, plus 23?
No, just 23.
Dang.
Strength set to 23.
So if I were to put it
I
on...
would be strong enough to wear it.
You would. What's that?
So if I were to put that on, it would...
Anybody.
Wow. What
I-
about Rock?
He probably couldn't wear it.
Oh my
While
goodness.
he's doing
My
that,
damage
I would like
modifier is
to
insanity.
actually pull the diamonds out of my components pouch and use my appraise skill to see if I can value them.
So roll your appraise skill, please. And
Okay.
score.
So plus 6.
Okay.
So 15.
15. Okay. So you see 8 of the diamonds are... No, you have 8 of them,
I
right?
have
So
8,
you see
yeah.
6 of the diamonds are similar.
Okay.
The 2 that are not... So the 6 that are similar are all worth about 500 pieces of gold each.
Alright.
They are substantial and valuable diamonds.
Okay.
The other 2, you see one probably worth 1,500 gold, and a massive stone probably worth 10,000 pieces of gold. A giant gem.
Which one? What are my 2 diamonds?
Well, you don't know. You can't appraise.
Okay,
Well, you can try. Yeah. All right.
Alright, I try.
Worth a lot.
All right. You pull the diamond out and you crush it to powder with your hand. No, I'm just kidding. pull the diamond out, you have two. One of, reasonable size, about that big. One larger. You feel it's valuable.
So I try to reverse.
Go ahead, roll d20.
I'm +2.
Okay.
Come on, 20. 18.
Ooh.
Very valuable.
This is multiples of value more than this. Significant value.
At hearing the wizard mention that the belt is of dwarven make, I look at it and I mean it was
Yeah,
made
so
at my age.
you peer over, roll d20.
No.
It almost doesn't matter. Like, really, with this you didn't have a. So
You weren't there.
you I was looking for a 1. That's all really. So you look at the belt. Yeah, clearly this is dwarven make. You see runes inscripted of power and strength, and the bolt to be an ancient symbol of dwarven honor to the giants.
I grumble under my breath to see an orc wearing dwarven craftsmanship. Not very pleased with that.
He turns and stalks away from you.
To hear a paladin be racist, he turns and stalks away the other way.
So they're both stalking. They're stalking this way and stalking this way. And your father is left.
Oh, thank you.
Where are we? What is this place? As you, Edalus, walk around the keep.
Riding. As soon as I get the horses, I hop on and I'm riding.
Yeah, so you're leading several horses as you ride.
Just trying to get a sense of.
You see, you still see the swords and bits of armor and shields on the ground. You still sense this is a place of death, but all the bodies have vanished. And as you ride around the keep, you see it's massive. It takes a good 45 minutes for you to trot around from one side to the other. As you're doing so, we'll get you back around to this group in just a moment.
I go over to my father and see if he can. Can you shed any light on the language of this orb? And
Orb?
yes.
Oh, did you put fire on it?
Yes,
You did?
I did. But
Did it?
I didn't write down what you translated it.
Oh, I did translate. Wait, I saw
I can make some more fire.
dark speech. No, it comes to me now. I'm sorry, son. I've been addled. I've been a fool.
Is this a Palantir? Do you know?
Well, now you're a fool. That's no Palantir.
Okay.
Look at it. Does it look like a Palantir?
I don't know. That's why I asked you. What is it?
You are my son, and I will not disavow you no matter what you say. It is clearly... It is an orb of nefarious transport.
Nefarious, you say?
Those words, I can't remember all, but they say something of Ma Lagut has great distances? Something about travel or distance.
Do you know how to activate it?
Well, no, and why would I want to?
Well, because it can apparently transport you great distances nefariously.
And where would you go?
Well, away from here for one.
Here.
I said smart.
He sits back down. I will think on this. Perhaps. Lagut Azad. Lagut Azad. He starts muttering to himself.
I'm just gonna run down to where he's sitting and sit down and rest for a bit because I'm worn out now.
So I see you failed the dare.
Thank you, J. Kirk. It shall be done. Okay.
Failed the dare.
How are you feeling?
How am I supposed to feel right now?
Oh, you're still up in the tree. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. So yes, are you calling up to him?
He said he climbed down.
Yeah, they were like.
Did you let go of the dagger, or?
Yeah, the father was suspicious.
Right.
I run down to the tree and take my dagger out and like, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that.
One of
Okay.
us.
So yeah, so you come down. You see he walks down. The dagger is now sheathed in his belt, but you see like a gauntness under his eyes. He looks fine, but haggard.
I feel alright. I'm still just minus 2.
Alright. Well, you look like you're in a bit of need of some healing there, so I'm going to do a cure light wound.
Thank you.
You're welcome. An 8 plus... Doesn't matter, because you only worked down 2 points, so...
They said that. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you cast healing. You feel warmth.
OOC question about the dagger. Can I, like, run in spurts and put it away, you know, like, to not be hurt?
Yes. You want to try?
Can I try in a battle?
You could. Yeah. You could wait. Try it in a battle. You could try it now. So
I guess I
the
should
only thing
try
I'll
it
say,
now.
like, there's nothing like. The only thing I'll say is you felt like when you tucked it back into its pouch or into your scabbard, it took you a few seconds to recover your breath. You felt like drained, and for a moment you gathered yourself.
Okay, cool.
So do we know what the orb does?
I believe that it transports us great distances. However, it has the adjective nefarious attached to it, so I am not certain how that might...
How do we make it teleport us?
we do not know that yet either.
Maybe you say the words.
We tried that.
Say it louder.
Maybe if we all hold hands and say it.
Ah,
I just kind of want to hold hands right now.
with the fire in the middle.
Perhaps... Did I hear something about black speech?
Yes.
Yes. Perhaps there's some sort of word in black speech, like teleport or something, but you have to say it in black speech.
What's the word?
I don't know. I don't know black speech.
Teleport! You hear his father burst off the stone. Yes. Noldor, why are you here? You should not be here, but you speak wisdom. Travel. Where should we travel? Travel. Somewhere. We should.
Where were you going before?
I'd left my son. His eyes cut to Hallgrim. My boy. He walks towards you. He kind of ambles, stumbles, throws his arms around you, and clenches you. My boy, I'm sorry. I did not mean for this to become you. It was not my desire. My brother, he betrayed me. He betrayed us.
Yeah, he betrayed us too. He's kind of a jerk.
Yes, he took a Palantir that we had.
Oh yeah, we do know it. Sorry.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. But yes, we actually have met your brother in passing.
His arms drop away as he sees Hallgrim barely responds to him. He steps back and looks at him. He's listening to you. His eyes cut over, but he looks at his son.
He stole a Palantir from us.
We kind of gave it to him.
Yes, but he took it.
Who? No. Not my brother. No, I heard them speak of it. My brother tricked them out. It was Tarkillion. It was Elasar's foolish seer. He betrayed all of them. He works with my brother against the mouth.
There's two taken. One was by Elisar Sia. The
From
other
the
was by
White
Palantir.
City.
After he defused the
He
dragon.
is taken, yes, and tricked the mouth
For what purpose?
to summon Morgoth before the mouth could summon him.
But why would they want to summon the mouth before? I mean,
You see, like, his eyes suddenly become lucid. He stands up straighter. I'm sorry. I don't know what he did to me. Something below it. The magics, they leached from my form. My brother betrayed me, enslaved me. He pretended to be in league with the mouth. The mouth sought to bring Melkor back through the darkest void. But my brother, he wished to do it for himself, and Tarkillion was in league with my brother. They both betrayed the mouth. The mouth has some, or had some, of the Palantir. But my brother, he had sought the others for himself.
for what ends, though, do they seek Morgoth? I mean, it's not really...
They each wish to be his. He is devoted. They seek the power to bring him back. If the mouth, or if my brother could bring Melkor back, they would be his loyal liege.
Power. Always power. Well, do you know anything of where they were? Where your brother had stationed himself before he gave you over to the mouth?
My brother, he's crafty. He's clever. He uses spells to shield himself, but I know that it comes. The dark night comes.
End of the world.
His head snaps up. Dagor Dagoroth. Dagor Dagoroth. Dagor Dagoroth. It comes. It comes!
How do we stop it?
He will bring his lieutenant. No, his right hand. No, his hand of bone. No, his avatar. He comes. He comes. We must find the blade and the helm.
What blade and helm?
You hear footsteps and the hooves and neighs of horses coming through the forest. Edalus, as you bring the horses around, having circled the keep, you've seen all the devastation, the ruined stone, the twisted, stunted trees, the broken blades. You come around and you see your father leaning against the ruins of stones. He's surrounded by several of your friends in the party. You lead the horses back around.
Certainly still some signs of battle, but the bodies are gone, and the mists have lifted all around this enormous keep. I saw nothing else, but was able to get the horses.
What was the sword and helm that you spoke of?
You see, like, you could almost see the confusion darkening his eyes. He shakes his head like he's trying to fight something off. It is. He slumps over. I just need a few moments of rest. Just a few moments. And he lays on the stone.
Not a worry. Please rest yourself.
I reach over and pat him on the head.
Others,
You reach up and pat him on the head.
we have learned quite a bit while you were fetching the horses, and I feel that you should know what is going on. Apparently, Tarkian and Palantirs, the uncle of Hallgrim, the wizard we have met before that took the Palantir, they are in league with each other, but not with the mouth. Apparently, they are also trying to summon the mouth. Or not the mouth, but Morgoth. They're also trying to summon Morgoth.
So we just did their dirty work for them.
Separately, though, from the mouth.
Although we did get away.
And Daggoroth is coming.
Ha! That's a myth.
No.
I know what we've seen, but that seems a little far-fetched.
But we need to find a sword and a helm of some sort. What they are, I have not learned. He has exhausted himself, and it is good for him to rest.
So we have a belt and a dagger, and some armor. Just any helm or sword?
Well, it seems to be specific, but he seems to have. He just needs a moment. He's been through a lot. Really.
Sword! His head snaps off the stone. Y'all gotta stop laughing.
Okay, alright. We'll find a sword.
Guthang! Guthang. It is Elwur's blade. Elwur's blade. We must find it. And it lies. It's with the helm. You know this. He looks at you. Son, you know this. It's with the helm. Of course it's with the helm.
You knew this all along? Why didn't you tell us?
The helm of Dolomin. You know this with the helm of Dolomin.
I don't.
You know. He slumps back to the stone.
I kind of want to cast a spell on him. He's talking nonsense.
Oh, see, what time of day is it?
It's about probably, it's like mid to late afternoon. Dusk is coming within the next couple of hours.
You see, Asmir just kind of lays out his bedroll and gets a nap in while this is going on.
Azamir throws down his bedroll as the sun sinks lower in the sky. Not that low. About that low. As the sun sinks lower in the sky, Azamir falls between some trees and rolls out a bedroll. You see Hallgrim's father collapse on the stone. What's everyone else doing?
Since we're seeming to rest, I roll out my bedroll to start meditating, but I do my normal journal thing. I take track of like what happened and it just everything that's transpired, everything that we've learned. I make specific notes about the sword and the helm and dimensions that we have learned, and then I begin meditating and praying.
Okay.
Did the horses seem nervous at all going around compared to how their behavior was?
No, good question. So as the horses came around, you saw they just began grazing. They paid no attention to the half-orc or the mage or anyone else. They just, they seemed quite comfortable. You do see Ant, as you walked over and you looked at those manacles you saw on the ground, you see a pair of giant metal collars attached to thick chains. They're rooted on rocks.
I set up my bedroll and start memorizing spells.
You see Hallgrim moves over, again ignoring his father.
I'm not.
You didn't say you weren't. Leans underneath the tree.
After I get my bedroll down, I go over to my father and give him an awkward hug, and then go back to my bedroll.
Okay, you lean over. You hear he snores as he leans against the rocks. You hug him. He sneezes in your face and rolls over against the rocks. And he mutters to himself. You wipe it off. You walk back to the tree. You're memorizing and meditating. You're sleeping. What are you doing?
Oh, I do my push-ups first.
All right, we'll come back to that in a second. All right, what are you doing?
I wander over to the dwarf and can you make any heads or tails of what these people are battling about? I can hardly even.
No, for some reason the old wise one apparently thinks that this helm and sword will help us. I frankly would wished we'd moved away from here. I still don't trust that the foolish wizard's actions have necessarily taken care of anything that was down there.
I suppose double watch is warranted if we do stay. Did you recognize anything from your age? At least
The belt that the orc wears, Azamir, it is from my age and very special.
As he's speaking, you hear. You look over. You see Azamir. He has his legs up against a tree. He's doing push-ups at an angle. And then suddenly he lifts one arm. And you see he's balanced doing push-ups with one arm.
Take the belt off, I dare you.
You hear the dwarf mutter at you, "Take the belt off, I dare you."
He begins, he looks at him and then goes to his fingertips and begins pulling himself up with his fingertips.
He goes to 3 fingers, holding 3 fingers. Just only occasionally his foot touches the tree for balance, because he's not that great at balance, but he uses the tree to balance, and you see he just continues to press his body up and down on 3 fingers.
Spit in his general direction.
I blow my nose in your general direction. you hear. Nothing hits you, but you hear something like strike the ground by you.
That's a good spit. Way over there.
champion spitter.
All right, so
So none of the words or anything else that you recognize, or places that were mentioned, just the belt.
the sun
Nothing else.
sets slowly.
Oh well, I
Darkness
guess we should figure out what we're going to do
falls.
next.
As darkness falls,
I examined the armor. During this watch, I spend time carefully examining the armor.
so Aedelus begins to pull the pieces of bright silver plate from his pack that were found in the bowels of Dol Guldur. As you do, you see these are finely fashioned plate. Elvish runes are adorned on the sides, inscripted. The leather straps appear unaged. This is of exquisite craftsmanship.
Assuming we're doing double watch, I kind of ask him what he thinks if he knows anything about it or if he can tell me anything about.
Would I? OOC, would I?
You roll d20.
4.
And
420.
all right, so you. We got a permanent d20 up on the. Elvish. What is he talking? It's Elvish.
Nothing other than elvish armor.
Craftsmanship?
It's too bad we don't know any
Exquisite. Elvish. Very good. Not as good as
Do
Dwarven,
what?
but good.
Was someone talking? Was someone else talking?
Repeat what you said real quick.
Good, but not as good as Dwarven, but good.
I see. Now I'm assuming these guys are either sleeping or meditating, right?
Yeah, I'm praying right
Okay.
now.
Just
I'm
yeah.
pretty preoccupied.
And do you come out of meditation in the middle of the night at some point?
I can do a watch, like I don't have
Okay.
to.
At the watch, I take the opportunity to ask Marathaliel what if she knows anything about the armor.
Okay, so in the midst of the night, you're meditating, ignoring the buffoonery around you. And
Getting
you
really
hear-
good at that.
You are. And you hear the crunching footsteps. You see Edalus coming from several feet away. As he approaches you,
Kind of speaks an eye open.
you see she's several feet away. Her eye opens.
Lady Elf, the dwarf seems to think that dwarven armor is better than elvish. No surprise there, but I wonder if you might tell me anything that you know about this armor. You seem to think I would benefit from it.
I did learn something about it last time. I don't remember what it was though.
So she looks at it, and you see the inscriptions on the side, and you immediately recognize this. This is the armor of Sarambilor, ancient Noldor noble, fighter of evil, one of the most celebrated and recognized of your race.
Oh, because he was the frozen elf. That's right. I forgot because I recognized him before I took
That's
the
right.
armor.
That's right.
Yeah.
I actually recognize the name from
So
another.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yes.
Sarambilor. She speaks the name to you. Like, you see a reverence in her face.
This armor does not belong to me. It belongs to your people. I leave it to your discretion as to whether we should make use of it or whether you should take it with you.
Okay, I take it back. I guess I will hold on to this for now. I do believe that if it were to me, I would rather gift it to somebody who could use it. It is a heavy armor, so I am unable to wear it. So I would give it to you to use. It is well made, and you of anyone here could benefit from it.
I accept it, and I accept the armor, and I say I appreciate it, and I borrow this armor until I die or until we part ways, at which time I return it to the Noldor.
Very well. I agree to those terms. May it keep you safe.
So I go back and change into it, and then I'm going to just leave it up to the dwarf as far as whether he's going to continue a double watch.
So you see he has this exchange with the elf. He walks away sort of reverently holding this massive suit of gleaming armor. He kind of looks at you as he begins to pull it on, and this is no dwarven craftsmanship that you've seen. As he lays a greave upon his arm, it was a bit too small. It lengthens and wraps. He lays a pauldron upon his shoulder, a bit too narrow. It grows and surrounds. as he puts each piece on, you see this gleaming armor adapts and grows to his frame. As he finishes it, it's almost he becomes enraptured. He makes no notice of anyone else around him. And you see there's a light glow as each piece of his armor grows, shrinks, wraps to his body until he's gleaming in plate that looks like it was fitted to his very form. Craftsmanship that you reverence. You as you you don't even realize what's happening. You remember putting on the first greave. You go to a blank state. Nothing else even occurs to your memory until suddenly you see. You shake yourself from a reverie and you look down and you're clad in the most perfectly fitted gleaming armor. You hear the dwarf to your side gasp.
Magnificent armor. I may have to retract what I said before. I have not seen such magic in armor.
Well, Azamir may feel invincible, but I think I might be nearly so.
Alright, so you finish your watch. The night goes uneventfully. By the time morning comes, and I want to be just quick carefully here. I know we have a real hard stop for you. Is that
We can go 10
whatever
to 15 more minutes past. That's
okay? All right, fine. All right. You see the light begin to emerge over the horizon, diffusing through the trees. The birds replace the crickets, and suddenly a sense of warmth, like you feel like a sigh come from the forest itself, like it has been under darkness for some great duration, and now it's as if all the little creeping, crawling, furry, friendly things of the forest begin to emerge. You see little tiny squirrels and birds flitting around. It's like the whole forest is coming to life. You feel a sense of peace. You wake up, and you see Edalus stand, and the armor gleams in that. Even that diffused light coming through seems to be augmented by this armor that he wears. And we had our first camera freeze. No! How could that happen? Alright, 1 second here.
Trying to unplug it.
Yeah, do that real quick. Gosh, we got, that's mind-blowing. We got through 2 hours without a problem. 1
Do I
second.
just unplug this?
Yeah, do that, and then plug it back in.
I think it's overheating.
So,
I need a cooling mat.
yeah, I'm gonna have to get some ice in a basket and like put that in there real quick.
Sorry, guys.
Yes, you're right, Major Victory 87. Gotta love tech, and we've had no technical difficulties today. We've been perfect until this moment. It's been our most perfect stream ever.
That just means tomorrow's going to be even better.
It will be, because I'm gonna put a pack of ice under that thing. I do think it overheats. I think that's the main issue.
Yeah.
So can you like turn it on its side or give it a little bit more air or whatever you think might keep it cooler? Yeah, it's live again now. Done. Look at that.
Yeah, do the studio mode so you're...
I am.
Okay.
Let me rotate.
Honestly, if I just hold it, we only have like 10 more minutes. Just kind of waft
We've
it.
got about 20, 25 more minutes. He gave us 10 from...
From 4, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, okay. Well, this gives us a break. If you're watching the stream and you like it, but you're not following, we have a question for you. What
are you doing?
Hit the heart button. It's free to follow. When we hit 150 followers, we are doing a large mini giveaway. We're also doing a stream tomorrow from 2 to 5 Central. Campaign 1 as our main campaign. This is
our main campaign.
But that one we stream every week consistently. So that
True,
is
but
the
this
main,
is our main campaign.
This is the main Twitch. Tomorrow's the main Twitch campaign. So if you follow, we are doing another giveaway. Today we gave away one of these nice dice trays. Cosma won that giveaway. And so yeah, if you follow us, we get up to 150 followers, we'll be doing a giveaway. So yep, there's Cosma right there. So
Thank you. Congrats, Cosma. Well done. And we're going to take a quick 2-minute break. And I'm going to drop to our Be Right Back screen and go to
muted. Sorry.
Yeah,
So this is.
We were just thinking about bills.
Yeah. So we're singing over here, waiting on DM Neuromancer to get back from the restroom. So.
A chip off the block.
Yeah. So follow us. Come
Yeah,
on.
do it.
Oh, also, if you're watching on an iOS device, Twitch added this nice thing called subscriber tokens. So now you can subscribe easily on iOS, and you can get
So nice.
cool emotes like this guy, which is DM Neuromancer, and then this cool thing for when we raid. And if you stay by, we're gonna raid another D&D channel, and bring a bunch of viewers to them, and hopefully y'all will follow them too, and support the community. So that's the goal here. So
Yeah.
I think DM Neuromancer is back
Yes.
now.
Now we're
Okay.
just shy. Hallgrim
You didn't hit the
and
DSLR this time?
You actually
this
did.
time? No, I did not.
Yeah,
did I?
you did.
It's my shirt,
Well, it's gonna
not
get
me.
hit at least twice more. So
I can recenter us.
Thank
here.
you. Tech support. What is that?
No, yeah, right there. Good.
Okay. Not gonna touch it again.
Oh, this one. Too small.
Ooh, it doesn't shake, does it?
Let's fix that. Gotta get that bigger. 1 second.
I swear, it happens at our peak viewership too. We were at 22 viewers and then poof.
It breaks.
That's alright. We're killing it anyway. It doesn't matter.
And you have to fix that. And had just mopped it.
Mom.
That's okay. That's fine.
Is it on?
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
three.
It's
Everybody's
kind
good.
of a little
This is the only one that seemed to be sensitive to jostling, like in terms of shutting off. Everyone else is working. That's working. All right.
Cool.
So here we go. So Daedalus stands.
Marathaliel notices him in his full armor and like kind of has a little smile because she like appreciates
Marathaliel,
wearing it.
you smile at him and you sense. You feel something that warms your heart. A hearkening to your homeland. Something that you felt left this land decades ago. A hope suffuses you seeing this.
Wah, wah.
Sorry, that was anachronistic.
And
It's
wrong shot.
I just say to him, it's you too.
Suits.
Yes.
It is have no words.
You
Now
see
you got something to live up to.
Asmir
Don't
gets
disappoint
up
us.
and starts doing push-ups again. As his morning routine.
Interesting that you started
That's
after you got all the strength.
As
Story, and he's sticking to it.
as everyone else is staring at Edalus' armor and the gleaming in the light, you hear as though to gain attention. You look over, you see now 2 fingers. You see that Azamir is doing push-ups against the tree, occasionally touching it just for balance on 2 fingers alone.
I'm gonna turn to.
Oh wait, no, it's coming back. It's back. All right, it's just intermittently freezing.
I'm gonna turn to Hallgrim's father and see how he's doing. If he's any more together today.
Clearly, the orc was
Do
telling
the
the
same.
truth.
You walk over, you see the white-haired wizard leans off the rocks. Oh, lady, no, Marathalia was your name?
Yes, Martharian.
He holds your hand in his hands. He bows his head a moment. We must outrun my brother, or outrun the mouth. This is deceit, the light, the birds, the forest. It is all going to burn if he comes. We must stop him.
Yes, I agree, and we have to. But where do we go? We don't know. We have no idea where they will run to.
My brother, as I said, he hides himself. He is tricky, deceitful. But what is that grunting noise? He turns and cuts his eyes over. You see, Azimir now is, he's got his balance pretty well, and he's not even touching the tree as he stays on 2 fingers doing his push-ups. You sense that the tension is turned toward you. You're a bit annoyed as suddenly now your gleaming armor is no longer the focal point of attention.
Vanity, thy name is Azamir. Shine the armor.
There are more important things at hand. Where do we need to go?
No idea.
Why did we not find Palantir here in the first place? I thought that's why we came.
Is there a specific place, perhaps, that they might try to summon him, Morgoth? Is there a spot of special power for him?
There was the fields. It escapes my mind, but the orb. What was the orb? What did it say?
I still don't remember the words.
Should we break up?
Yes, we should have some fire, get
Okay.
the words, and write them down.
No, it's
this
fine.
time.
It's fine. All right. He looks at you. He says, "It was." Ma Lagut Hazat. Ma. You see his eyes cast down. You see a sense of foreboding. Ma. He chokes on the word. Lagut Hazat.
What does that mean? Now that you're a bit more clear-minded.
This is one of 2. This speaks of traveling a great distance.
Nefariously.
Yes. But however, to travel a great distance, we must. I spoke of the sword and the helm.
Mm-hmm.
We must travel to the stone of haplessness.
Helplessness or haplessness?
Haplessness, my son.
Wouldn't want to go to the wrong one.
The stone of the hapless. He looks at you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I've done to you.
What?
I'm sorry for the wounds you have taken. For the burdens you have borne. You are my son, and I have cursed you with my blood, and I never meant for this to be your fate. To leave you alone, wandering, with naught but a note in your satchel of my... I failed you, my son. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It is not okay.
You're still my dad.
It is not okay. It is not all right. I am your
Do
father.
you know how I got to that inn?
I left you on the outskirts of that town. I struck the side of your skull to render you unconscious and left you there, that you would not be beholden to my burdens, that you would not be sought by those who seek to kill me. It was not right. I failed you. I know I did, but I tried to do the best that I could.
Did you?
He rubs his hand through his hair. His white, wizened locks scratch beneath elongated nails.
Did you magically obscure my memory?
I only wanted to shield you. I wanted to protect you. I did not want you to follow me, to seek me, to avenge me. And yet, it has happened. He shakes himself. He sits up, he pushes against the rock, away from you. I know what must be done.
What is that? Because I assure you all is forgiven. I wouldn't mind some of my memories back, though. And also, if you could magically hide my memories, why couldn't you magically put me to sleep?
I can.
Which one?
Both.
Oh, so why'd you hit me in the head?
What did you say?
Why did you hit me in the head?
What? What? I did no such thing.
You said you
What
hit
do you speak of?
I'm gonna go to him and cast my lesser restoration on him.
Also, I've had enough of this. I cast a spell on my father.
I cast a
Words never spoken in D&D before. I cast this spell upon my father. Very nice. Your dispel, you see, it just sort of filters over his body. There was some sort of minor magical protection he had that disintegrates. You feel yourself crush it. Your restoration, you see his eyes grow a bit clearer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We must find the second.
Okay. And
Lady.
we also need to find the helm and the sword.
Which is why we must find the second.
Right. Okay, well, how do we get there? Do we know how to make these stones work?
Can you hand it to me again, please?
Last time I handed something to someone, they stole it. Are we sure this is still my father? Wait, I just
Son.
dispelled him, so...
Son,
you should
I am
be
your
good.
father. You know me. Oh, you daft.
Here you go.
Can I sense motive on him?
Roll d20.
Me as
Your
well.
sense motive.
I'm serious.
All right,
Like,
roll
I've
D20.
been thinking that, holding that to
Yeah.
myself.
17 plus sense motive bonus is a 12, so that's 29.
Damn, that's a nice app.
I'm gonna send you a IM real quick here.
15, but my sense motive is a hearty +2. So
All right, so this is OOC. I like to do this with my players. I'll send them messages, tips, notifications of their roles on Slack or text. So I'm doing that now.
I've only rolled good rolls in this dice tray so far.
That's a slick dice tray. It really is. I think everybody's rolled better than that.
Except Aaron.
You look at him, Marthalio.
I believe we can trust him, but he seems fearful of something. Which, after being what he's through, it makes a lot of sense, honestly.
Perhaps your mistake was trying to do whatever it was you were seeking on your own, because you ended up, it appears, to be captive of the mouth. Whatever you're planning, perhaps you should incorporate your son and those of us who are willing to do something about this.
You are right. You, of course you would. You could only do this. You speak wisdom, elf friend. It is. There is a second stone, and we must find, and we can travel a great distance, a greater distance than you have ever known. The north? No. Minas Tirith, to the Shire, to Rohirrim, to the Bay of Foraker. These are not distances. We must travel greater, forgotten, lost in the seas. Distances.
Plainer.
We could.
I was thinking the same thing.
No. We must not travel plainer. Plainer is his realm. Plain is death.
Take it to him. I'm feeling strong and ready.
Orc.
Oh,
The orc.
half orc.
We must stay within order.
What is past the Bay of Forkel? What is so far north? I know lots of stories of this world, but I have not heard.
My lady. I don't know why you're still here. Why is your kind still on this earth?
I am the last, at least mostly. I stayed because it is my calling to. Have you heard of Esther?
Yes, I think. Yes.
She is my lady, and I am devoted to her. That is I am doing her will.
He draws back. His hand grasps the stone beneath him. He steadies himself. Oh. I see. I see. The stone. He grabs it and holds it for a moment. You see his eyes close. He heaves his shoulders. His brow furrows. You see he quivers a moment. And then it drops from his hand. Like that. As it drops from his hand, you see those same words he spoke earlier briefly flare and then vanish. We must find the second. It will take us to the Stone of the Hapless. We must find the sword and the helm. But It is with the Uruk.
We have an inn.
The Uruk. We can never get it. It's with the Uruk. It's with the Uruk. It's with the Uruk. You see, he leans over. He starts weeping. His body shakes upon the stone.
Uruk as in big orcs. Like me.
He just continues to weep.
Hey!
You say those words. He weeps harder, leaning over on the stone.
I just give him like a swift pat on the back. Like,
Do you have a calm down spell?
I do not.
You slap him on the back.
no, not slap. I said pat on the
Okay,
back.
pat. You pat.
Oh, well, I'm not like
My
strength.
All right. You, with all the caution of your newfound strength, gently pat him on the back. Still a good solid thump. As you hit him, his head pops up. Here, in the Mirkwood, the second stone will complete. We can find the sword and the helm. But we must hurry. His avatar comes. The Dark One. The blackness. Wings that cover the moon. That shed the stars in their wake as though they are nothing. He comes! We'll stop there for tonight. All right, so if you've been watching, even with the bit of a camera stream we had struggle with, then we had a big winner tonight.
Oh,
Camos got
stream
this.
MVP.
Oh, stream MVP, that's right. Every time we have to do that. So, our role players tonight, we have 6. And we're going to do a stream MVP vote. My lovely assistant, Vanna Jordan, is going to come online here and give us our...
You did not fix this at all. Yeah, fix these flip cameras like all the way over there. We're good.
I fixed the main
Oops.
Okay, so stream MVP. You cannot vote for the DM.
No, the DM was awesome! Vote for the DM! No, I'm sorry, just kidding.
Okay, poll
It'll be a distant second. We understand.
option.
He already has all the advantages. of the
That's
other
right,
game.
exactly.
List.
It's not fair.
Add as near. Add
Double advantage.
Hallgrim.
So this would be, I think, one of maybe 2 sessions in my life that had no combat. This never happens in a campaign session, but, you know, you have to roll with the players and what they're doing and in the session, so this is how it goes. I can't just force combat for no reason. I
Okay,
could, but I won't.
so
It could have been, but, you know, Hallgrim threw a cloud kill out,
If you
so.
need to bounce, you can. It's fine. We're almost done. We're wrapping up, but I don't want to hold
We're
you.
fine.
Do we, by any chance, get a behind the scenes?
Yeah, we can do that.
okay. You vote by typing in exclamation point Edilus, exclamation point Azimir, exclamation point Hallgrim, exclamation point Brewall, exclamation point Ant, exclamation point
It's gonna be Ant.
Marthalio.
It's 3 letters.
Or exclamation DM!
Exclamation
No,
point
don't do that.
Azimir.
Don't do that.
I think it's exclamation point then the number. Or
Oh,
exclamation
well-
point vote and then the number.
Oh, exclamation point vote and
The number that's
Yeah,
next
that's
to
right.
its
You can
name.
enter by typing exclamation point vote space ID. Oh, Marathalio.
Marthalio has 1 vote.
Nice,
Thank
Marthalio. Well done. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
We'll give it about a minute or 2, and then we are going. Actually, I'm gonna look for that now. We are
Yeah.
going to raid another
Her name is really long. Sorry about that, guys.
party.
Azimir got a vote.
Azamir!
From Dragon
right, no
Crafting Guild,
parentheses.
our lovely dice tray.
Okay, very
It
nice.
didn't register through, so don't put it in the exclamation points. Just do exclamation point 1. And vote, exclamation point, vote 1. Yeah.
Azamir is the one.
Yeah, major victory told them
Aurora.
already. Okay. Categories.
He did do a 2-finger push.
Oh yeah, I'm Azamir. I'm not right there, but that is me.
And Azamir just got another vote.
Nice.
Okay.
That's 2.
Let's see here.
Can a half-orc really win a roleplay vote? What is this nonsense?
Ant just got a vote.
Ant! Yes! The ant gets a vote. Of course he
Well done,
does.
sir.
That doesn't make sense.
Of course it does.
Aurora voted
You tried to kill yourself with a lightning knife.
Hallgrim just
Thank
got a
you,
vote.
voter.
Woo!
From
That was
Aurora.
definitely a mistake.
It's a mistake. It was a mistype.
Hallgrim.
They meant Hallgrim and they typed
No,
ant.
someone did vote for
Right.
Hallgrim just now.
Oh, we got a Hallgrim
Hallgrim got a
vote?
vote, yeah.
Okay!
Well done.
So you
Distributed.
Dice showdown.
Currently, Azamir is leading with 2 votes. Everyone else has 1.
are we gonna go 15-second countdown?
No, now Brual has one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, Brual has one. Okay.
Yep.
15, 14, 13.
We agreed that we were gonna do countdowns like.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed
It's a
out.
backstory.
Go ahead.
Vote 103.
Okay.
It was a good countdown. It was gonna be awesome.
Oh,
I was
okay.
getting really excited in the last 5.
All right.
So, Ant lost a vote. That went to Brual, actually.
There it is.
He went to type 3, not 4.
Cosmin, I think you have to put a space in between the exclamation point vote and 1. Yeah, it didn't. None of mine registered through.
Oh,
Oh,
Casimir!
no.
You have to do it right to count.
No, I have to.
I don't know
I've
if
been
it
keeping
doesn't
track.
say to.
I've been keeping track.
Should we do that? Some teenagers.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. But I want a bit of after before we do that, so
Okay.
they asked for
Yep.
the after show, so we'll do that before we raid.
There's.
So let's
You
award,
should
then
have
we'll
at
do an
least
after
one
show.
showing up now.
And if Edalus needs to leave, he can leave. We'll do like a 3-minute after show, and then we'll raid. Let's do the award, and the winner is. Count it up.
It is Azamir.
Azamir!
Well done,
His
sir.
first ever W on the stream.
Nice.
Well done. Congratulations, Azamir. And yeah, Aurora gives the happy Camo 2 the word. Grazie. All right. You can balance for a second. I can do the raid from here.
What?
Hashtag rigged.
Yeah, kind of was. He was there, wasn't he?
No. Let me
He
find
who
it.
tallies the votes controls the outcome.
Hold on, guys. 1 second.
Well, you can do the scanner when I'm done. Like I want to do a quick. wrap
Okay.
up.
Yeah. And just do the ending.
Hang
soon.
on. We'll do a raid here in a second.
Do the
but-
ending soon screen.
So, look. Thank you, Edalus.
Yeah, thank you.
I know this was a combat-listless stream, but I promise you, there is more combat coming than you are ready for. Wait, no. So, I don't like to bring scripture into the stream, but I'll tell you, there was a story in scripture where the Israelites asked for food and meat, and they were given such amount of quail that it filled their nostrils till they could not stand it anymore. Any player here that wants combat, I promise you, combat is coming to where it will fill your nostrils and make you regret asking for it. But I want to do a quick sort of behind the scenes. So who has questions, thoughts on what happened tonight? Anything that didn't make sense to you? We'll do a quick behind the
I have a
scenes.
question.
Go ahead.
That blur that he was seeing, is it the same blur that Edalus saw?
Oh! Wait, hold on. So we got a Kemalise, thank you very much. Tier 1 sub by Pickle Rick Pirate. Well done, sir. Thank you. So the question was it the same what?
Was
the
it
blur?
the same blur that Edalus saw in the forest that Hallgrim was trying to say, no, you didn't see anything.
Wow, that's a great OOC question, and yes, it was.
Ah!
It was the same Graveler, and yet, I don't think anyone knows what it is yet. It's a mystery. It relates to something here, but I don't think anyone knows what it is yet. Who's the BBEG?
Big bad evil guy.
Oh, yeah, okay. There's multiple big bad evil guys. The main one is Melkor or Morgoth, which is, if you follow the Lord of the Rings lore, Sauron was his lieutenant. Sauron was the minor bad guy. Melkor Morgoth was banished by the Noldor, and in the Second Age, ancient lore, Silmarillion, very cool stuff from Tolkien's lore. He was the main BBEG, and he is coming back, but oh, wait a minute. There was reference to his avatar, and that was not Sauron, I promise you.
No.
Yep, Silmarillion lore, that's right.
Can I say?
Yep. We're asking like behind the scenes questions, but
behind the
We're
scenes.
chatting.
We're
Okay.
chatting.
Never mind. I'll wait till the behind the scenes chatting is up.
So
Okay.
what was going on with Brual and the spell that I haven't had an opportunity to cast before?
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, I'm a bit lost.
Where I cast
Cloud
Cloud Kill.
Oh, Cloudco, what about
That
it?
was my first chance to use it.
So, what do you mean with Brual? Like, Brual was...
Seeing things.
Well, okay, so that goes back to her question.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so you saw a figure in gray in the forest.
Right.
Brual saw something.
Okay, so it wasn't just in his head.
Well, you don't know, maybe.
This
Yeah.
is
If
out
it
of
was in
character.
his head, it was the same thing that was in Edward's
was-
head.
He
Yeah.
still won't tell you.
That
Trust
was-
me. I've tried to ask him things outside, and he's like that.
So there was something that he saw. It sounds, to her point, well done, connecting, similar to what he saw in the forest, but you don't know.
Well,
Wait. I'll
if
give
there
you.
was something-
I'll give you one hint. Are you ready? This is the after party hint. You saw one sleeve flopped emptily. An arm was missing on this entity as it crept beneath the statue.
Well, the one-armed man is dead now, for sure.
Or so you think.
Um,
There's no certainty in D&D.
since we are behind the scenes, I do have
Yes.
a couple things.
All right, go ahead.
One, I noticed it too. Like, especially like Brual.
So, real quick, you're like behind the scenes. So whatever I'm telling you, you got to remember, keep separate. Don't metagame it,
Yeah.
right?
This
I'm
is-
giving
yeah, this
you.
is it.
Yeah, I know. I'm tell you so everybody. Don't metagame it. I'm giving you little tidbits so you know this is like truly connected, but don't metagame it. Go ahead.
Okay, and then Major Victory asked for the campaign pitch, which is 1 second. I'll let you do that after this. Brual and Marthaliel, Jay Kirk said like it's kind of hard to hear y'all sometimes, and I think it's because like your voices are like
I was
low
going
and
to say the
rumbly.
same thing. Yes.
So I think one, we probably need to switch this camera and this mic and move it over there because
use that
yeah.
camera as a mic over there as well.
no,
or-
no.
Just bring
Just
the
switch
mic to
these
our
two.
side.
Just because their voices don't travel as far and they can hear everyone else fine, and then like just speak up just a tad
Yeah.
bit. So like
Yeah, so we can play with that. I
Yeah.
I can do that. I'm willing, but I feel like I heard it even today. There's sometimes you, and you especially, you have great voices, but you're quiet.
and then last
And
thing,
you do that, I think, intentionally because
Yeah,
it's like your
'cause it's
character.
part of
Like
character.
she's. So I think if you
Hallgrim,
could
too.
project it, like I
Yeah.
can't do Martha, but like, I'm going to heal all of you, right? Or I'm going to heal all of you. You could still like
Yeah.
project it just a bit more.
Yeah.
I think that could help, or we can move the mics. I'm good either way.
I mean, I switch sides of the table too,
Yeah.
so it depends on who. Because Erda is not.
Skeleton game. We got 16 viewers on our after party. I
That's
know.
Wolfie.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Wolfie's awesome. I miss Wolfie. We sorry we missed you most of the day today, but thanks for bumping in at the end. All right. So any other after?
I texted her a while ago. I don't know. I'm here. Okay. She's already there.
We're gonna have to-
Theater vocalistic. So much fun.
Yes.
Exactly.
Projection. I learned this in college, but it's been a while.
So like we can do individual mics. I'll do whatever we need to do, but we're trying to keep it like clean and simple. And like most of all, I think this screen kind of helps me, covers me, and is toward them. I think if my players speak up just a bit, it'll pick you up quite well.
And then do you want to do the campaign pitch of?
Yeah, I'll do that in a second.
The
Any other
rundown.
questions before I do that? What about your dagger, Ant?
Oh yeah.
You weren't really sure about that to begin with.
Stacy dagger.
Yeah, I thought it was. Well, yeah. I
Yeah.
was.
That's a good point. So like, you
I
gotta
know. I
put
was
that-
like, what did he do? And I was like, stagger is
Yeah,
so
like,
valuable.
that's a good point. Like you can't categorize everything a DM does into like good, bad, hurt me. Like
That's all you've done to us. In this
I'm
campaign.
nuanced. No, okay, maybe I'm nuanced with that. You got to listen. Like if you think about what happened with the dagger, I didn't say you felt horrible pain. I said you saw the slowness. There were clues happening around you to what that dagger could do. So stay aware. It could be blessing, or bane, or boon. You don't know what it's going to be. So just keep an open mind. It's descriptive of the world around you. I really like the parts with Brual and the belt and the armor and Celembror's armor. I take back what I said. It was awesome. Any other questions before I get into the campaign description? Oh, skeleton game!
Whoa.
Let's go! You are awesome, Wolfie. Awesome, 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 awesome.
Okay, Wolfie.
Go ahead.
I'll tell
go
you
ahead.
what you got.
All right, yeah,
Okay.
go ahead. Tell him what he got. Tell him what he's won.
You will be able to complete. You can either do a bunch of advantages, or you can restore a player's abilities and give them advantage. Or your last thing is you can give someone a complete heal, or an enemy a complete heal. So you can save that for whenever, and just let us know when you want to use that. And
So can you note that down? And Wolfie, we're gonna save that skeleton games for the next stream. We had a great question here. Major Victory said, "How long have you been DMing for?" Everyone, the answer is
47 years.
what? No, I'm not.
No,
58.
40 years. 40 years.
40 years.
40 years. You
40
missed it.
years. Yeah, it's not 40. I'm 48 years old. I started playing when I was 7, and I started DMing when I was 8. And by DMing, I'm talking about 2, 3 other 7 and 8-year-olds in my neighborhood with this box right here, which is the origin of Blue Box. What? Yeah, kind of blue. Right, you see lots of blue on there. And that was Blue Box, and it was when I was a little kid in Tempe, Arizona. And you can't answer. This is when I knew I was a hopeless...
Yes, the giveaway was at our midway break.
Yes.
Um,
Oh.
Oh, Wolfie, yeah, you missed the giveaway, but we're having another one tomorrow if we hit 150 followers.
If we hit a... No, not that one. That's yours.
Uh,
Which one? This one.
yeah.
If we hit 150
No, this one's mine.
Oh, this one's not?
No.
Okay, all right. If we hit 150 followers tomorrow, oh my goodness. This is freaking gorgeous giveaway tray, Dragon Crafting Guild dice
And
tray.
This is the last dice tray we'll be giving
yeah,
away
the last
for a
one we're going to
while.
give away for next week or two.
No.
With the
not
dragon
for
eye. We'll
A
see.
little while.
Dragon
a
eye.
few months.
No, because I've got smaller. Okay, so Dragon Crafting Guild dice tray giveaway. All right, so how long have I been DMing? So, whoops, the mention was made of the
I'm just
old
gonna
school
unplug that one. We don't need it.
DM stuff.
I think it's off again anyway, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
it is. It's fine. Go ahead. Go ahead. So, how did I know I was a geek? Anyone answer the question?
Yes.
Besides you, not you.
They all
I know
know,
you
dude.
know. Do everyone knows?
Yeah, I
to
think
say?
you mentioned it
Yeah.
on a stream.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah.
other stream,
Which
yeah.
I was doing
Yeah.
what?
You were
Say it.
trading
Trading what for what?
Playboys for
For
figures. Was it figures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was an
Yeah.
8-year-old kid, my stepfather, pseudo stepfather, had Penthouse and Playboy magazines in the bathroom that I would take from the bathroom. And I had friends in elementary school that would take those Penthouse and Playboy magazines and would trade to me lead figures. So I would take old school lead figures, literally lead, like this guy, he's literally lead, and I would trade guys like this, for nude pictures, and then you knew I was an utter and hopeless geek. So 40 years is the answer. All right. So we're going to cut off the stream. We got 17 viewers watching. Matt, thank you so much. And we've had a great stream today. Thank you for all the participants, all the contributors, all the... Woo! What's that? We
That was
got
another follower.
a Skeleton Games. Gave a gift sub. Very nice. Jay Birchfield 3. That's nice. And we will have, I promise, a lot more combat in the next session. All right. Any other questions before we wrap up?
A comment. I
Yes.
was born in Arizona, so maybe one of your gaming sessions summoned me.
It could have
Force.
been. My connection from Tempe, Arizona.
Or maybe he was the one that was trading them.
No, I remember everyone. Your name's not Javier Cuellar, Stephen Cancock, or Eddie Helen, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, all right. So if any of you are watching, you're the friends I was trading that stuff to. I remember you, but not you. I don't think so. All right. So thank you very much, everybody.
Hold on, wait.
Wait, whoa.
I
I
gotta
gotta get
get...
the rundown of the campaign.
Oh, the rundown of the campaign. Right. Okay. Real quick. Thank you so much.
Don't
All right.
forget.
So I'll give you a quick one, and then I'll get some assistance from the players. This is a 4th Age Middle Earth campaign. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Ant.
our mother-in-law's waiting for us.
Okay. All right. You guys can.
Not mine. Thanks.
Thank you so much. 4th Age Middle Age campaign.
Mine.
Post Lord of the Rings. So when you saw the third, oh, thank you so much.
You got followed?
Yeah. Well, it was something like I'm gonna scroll down. 1219 here.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
No, it's not that.
Okay.
See you next time. I'll
See
be
ya.
back tomorrow.
All right. Very good. We're 20 viewers. All right. So thank you so much. And this 4th Age campaign is based on the events that occur after the destruction of the ring, after Elisar is crowned king, and they have traversed incredible distances. So Brual came on after the first several sessions. His initial character, Corinthus, was killed.
Thank you, Tribulator, for the follow.
Tribulator, thank you for the follow.
So
Very
we're
nice.
now 8 followers away.
Oh, we're at 142. Let's go! And they learned that there was an effort by Elisar to gather a Palantir that he wanted to use to communicate across his expanding realm. But as they traveled north, they went through the recovered ruins of Tharbad, which is being rebuilt. Adventures through Rohan. They saw these discs. Someone here, tell me about the discs. What'd they see?
Discs that were like eating away trees and buildings and slicing through things, and we figured it out to be a portal. So
Like absolutely cutting through swaths of stone and trees and destructing. And as they did so, they would drop behind them monsters. Demons.
Demons.
And these monsters were ravaging the surrounding lands. They battled many. They lost some of their party. They went through the library of Animus, seeking a scroll which would tell them of the origin and location of the lost Palantir. They found the scroll in the depths of the library of Animus, where they found Brual, our dwarf, who was from the Second Age and preserved. They battled north into the frostlands of the Bay of Forakil, and in there they met friends and enemies, strangers and massive creatures. They battled a frost giant. They sought passage over the wind-swept plains and a bridge that was precariously perched upon stone, seeking to buffet them. They were too smart. They bound together upon rope, traveled across that stone bridge into an ice cave where they met a white dragon, Glinfir. Glinfir, they initially escaped by Ant's efforts, which are referenced on the stream today, using an egg that Glinfir had beneath her tail as ransom. She had killed one of the PCs, the elf, the Noldor, but Ant, the thief, using the egg as ransom, had her raised from the dead by Glinfir's draconic powers. by passage and right, they escaped from Glenfear, went deeper in, found the Palantir, rescued the Palantir from the rest of a beholder. This nasty, multi-eyed creature that they slayed. As they streamed back out, thank you so much, Nerdforge. As they went back out, they found Glenfear. Oh my goodness. Bro. They found Glenfear beset by demons. Demons from one of these portals which had sliced through the edge of the ice cavern and deposited a Balrog and multiple winged demons which beset Glenfear. In a moment, the party decided to aid her. The wizard Hallgrim did the most amazing thing and cast a dimensional portal which banished the Balor and rescued the Balrog and rescued Glenfear. Glenfear and the remaining party shed those remaining demons like wheat from chaff, and they were safe. She pledged allegiance to them and gave them passage wherever they requested. They went back to Minas Tirith. They sought King Elisar. They found that the portal and the Palantir that King Elisar had been taken. Oh, by whom? By the very same Tarkelion, the seer they had passed on the road to the Palantir and to Minas Tirith. They went, oh, we screwed up. We let the Palantir go. But they had. It was gone. They were referenced back to Mirkwood. They traveled to Mirkwood. They fought their way into the forest, into the heart of Dol Guldur, where they faced the mouth. The mouth of Sauron. No! The mouth of Melkor, of Morgoth. A complete twist on the campaign. Through much effort, they conquered Melkor, or the mouth of Melkor. They foiled him. He escaped through teleportation and vanished. They found a secret door, went through it, found the items you found today, which was part of the stream. Rewatch this stream. You'll see everything that happened from that point. We have a party here. A dwarf, a half-orc, a human, now clad in the armor of Celebrimbor, a halfling who is the Whisperer, who now wields the dagger of imprudent haste. We have the all of the different. Yep, I got them all here. They're all right here on the screen here. All of them. The Hallgrim mage is half Istari, born of Palantir, who was captured beneath the earth by the betrayal of his brother Palandor, and now they have this stone which they found dark speech words on, which once the Istar, Hallgrim's father, recognized the words. His eyes fell, and he recognized what must be done. That is the summary of the campaign in a nutshell. Questions, comments?
Alright, I'm going to comment. What's up, Wolf Wraith?
Oh, Wolf Wraith joined us. I missed you today. Thank you so much.
If y'all are watching, go check out Wolf Wraith. He's a mini painter. He's awesome.
Incredible mini painter. He helped me. I'm working on it right now. I've got a great mini for my next Ukador campaign. The Ukador streams are going to kick off in November. And I've got a mini I painted, and I got some help from Wolf Wraith. So thanks so much.
We've got him on auto host. So like if you ever just scrolling through our channel, click on it, and then you'll see him pop up. And then just thank you again to Dragon Crafting Guild. We're using their stuff, their dice trays. Their link is to their Etsy and their Instagram is in our info section. I'm going to make a command tonight, so we'll have that on the stream tomorrow. Again, we're doing a giveaway at 150 followers.
And tomorrow, Atris Miniatures, we will be unraveling all of these minis. We'll be giving away at 150 another tray from Dragon Crafting Guild. Awesome, awesome stuff happening on Blue Box RPG. If you're watching and you haven't followed, you haven't subscribed, we have one question for you. What are you doing? We're going to raid somebody right now. Thank you so much.
Stay for the raid.